ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Donna Just Being Real. My channel is all about dating, love, relationships, and toxic relationship advice channel. Yes, we are resuming again. Now we're going to get into part 2. Yes, part 2. Part 2 will continuing of the first one, basically I'm trying to say is. Alright, so the topic tonight is Satan's daughter, Letecia Stauch, trial, day 11, recap, audio. Alright, so I'm going to be playing the audio again. I'm going to continue from last time. And basically this audio, Al, that's the ex-husband, now his ex-husband, that is the father of this angel right here. Yeah, that this monster right here, she killed him. Yes, she did. Alright, so we're going to listen to this audio, and basically he was like, I guess, working with the FBI, and he was doing recordings to try to trap her to confess that basically that she did it. Alright, but she's not supposed to know about this. So we're going to listen to the audio and just be prepared because there's a lot of screaming, a lot of dramatics. See, this is what these narcissists and these sociopaths do in histrionic. They full of drama, and lies. All that comes out of her mouth is nothing but lies. Yes, lies. Alright, so we're going to get into this one here. Alright, I'm going to continue from where I left off from last time. But the speed is going to be on 1.25. And what you do is, you make sure you hit the like button. And also share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And if you need to reach me, you can feel free to look inside the description. You'll find my email address. And we can go from there. If you need coaching in dating, love, and relationships, toxic relationship, or need advice, or you have a viewer's request, we go from there. We'll chop it up. Alright, but don't forget, leave feedback and hit the like. Alright, let's continue this madness. This woman really is a piece of work. She is a piece of work. And then Sunday I'm going to focus on the daughter. That's this monster's daughter. Her name is Harley Hunt. I hope say Harley Hunt. I hope I got it right. So we're going to focus on her. Because I think she was day 9. Was it day 9? Yeah, it was day 9. But I'm going to do that Sunday. Alright, so let's get into this one. Let's get it.
Your father is his son. The most important thing to a father is his children. I want my son back, and you have the information, and you won't give it to me. You won't tell me what you freaking heard when he was.
I don't know if I said it, but the speed is on 1.25. Let's get it. If it's too fast, you can slow it down on your end. Let's get it.
Bleeding to death.
You said the most important thing to you is your son.
And my son, my children. I said that. My children. My son is missing right now. My 2 daughters are not missing. My 2 daughters are not missing.
Talk to her and said, listen.
Lena is safe and sound. Harley is safe and sound.
They need love and care.
Okay.
Just said you put Lena to bed last night.
Right. Where's Harley at?
You wouldn't let us talk.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. You won't tell me where she's at to protect her, keep her safe. She wouldn't tell me that. Tell me
Albert,
what you heard.
Albert, can I not say?
Listen. You're worried about you now. You're worried about you. This is about Gannon. Gannon's bleeding to death, and you heard it.
Gannon's missing and you want to do something.
No, Gannon.
With the motherfucking FBI, but you ain't.
I'm on the phone with you. You want togetherness. I'm giving you that, okay? You said Gannon's bleeding.
Fucking FBI on the phone.
You said Gannon's bleeding. And
make this a priority then. You want your family? And you mean that? You're not trying to be at a got to throw me under the bus?
all right, you want to get the FBI on the phone and tell them what you heard? I'll call that lady right now. And tell them you have the key piece of evidence. Amber, I'll call that Amber lady and tell her you have the key piece of evidence that they're missing. What?
Call her on that three-way then.
Call her on 3-way? All right, I gotta go to my message and look up the number. Well, you can read the number to me. Hold on.
What did she say when you called her?
What?
What did she say when you called her?
She said that you hadn't. That
So I'm trying to understand why FBI needs.
I don't know. Okay, no, I am telling you. She reached out to me and said, "I'm with the FBI. How can I help you?" That's what she said. We're to the point now where the FBI is involved. So if somebody's saying they can help me, then they can help me, and that's what I want. So I reached back out to her. You didn't message her. You lied to me.
Yes, I did. You need to message right now.
All right, I'm gonna add her in the call right now. You ready? And you better tell her what you goddamn heard, Tisha, about that boy bleeding to death. All right, I'm adding the call. Hold on, right now. 7.
OMG, who just creeped through the back door? Emmanuel, and how are you? Long time. Good to see you. You've been on my mind. Hope all is well on your end. Good that you're here. This is a crazy story. This is in the trial. If you want to read the description, get a little bit of idea what it's about. It's insane. But good to see you, Emmanuel. Emmanuel! All right, let's resume. Oh, Chris popped up into the back door. What's going on? Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, let's finish this recording.
192402516. All right, three-way is starting. Don't go nowhere.
This is Amber.
Amber, hey, this is Al again. I got Tisha on the other line. Can I merge you in? Tisha, are you there? Tisha, are you there? Tisha.
Yes, I'm here.
Amber, are you there?
I'm here. This is Amber.
Okay, Amber, Tisha, tell Amber whatever it is you got to say about what you heard when Gannon was bleeding to death. Because that's what you've been telling me.
I did tell you because Quincy was beating him up and hurting him. Can you hear me? Yeah, you say Quincy was beating him up and hurting him? Yes. And I've been telling everybody this for days. Mm-hmm. So maybe, because obviously I am FBI and not El Paso County, I'd like for you to kind of go through this story with me. I know it's awkward. I know it's weird. I know it's hard to talk to strangers, telling strangers things like this. But, every detail helps us. That's why we try to ask you as many questions as we possibly can. So I'm sorry that you're going to have to go through it. Many times talk to different people, and no one has ever tried to help me. I haven't tried to not tell you anything in the FBI because there were 3 people already called. Okay. Well, and I'm sorry that, here I am. I'm another person. I'm talking to you. I'm making you live something again. And I know it's a very personal situation, but I want to get as much information as I can from you because every detail does matter and it counts. So, I'd like you. Let me just call you back. Can I call you back? I don't have a phone. I'm going to walk and get someone's phone. Because I like credits off of one so that if it's going to be a long conversation. Okay. Is it that same number? Because I text that 719 number that he gave me. Well, the 719-240-2516 that you guys just called me on is a cell phone. So, and I didn't receive any text messages. Okay. Because I'm on this text app because they take my. You just give me a minute. I'm going to walk and grab another phone and call you right back, okay? Okay.
Are we going to do a three-way again or what?
Hello?
Tisha. Okay, she hung up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our morning recess. If I can have everyone return at 10:45, we should be able to start on time.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward that recess. Give me a second to find it.
With that, we'll see you back at 10:45. All rise for the jury, please.
Advertised that we've found or maybe hadn't been publicized that we had found.
Of Agent Cronin, that's where we will resume. Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Your Honor. As it relates to that last call that we just heard, is it fairly consistent through all the different phone calls? Seems like she's more focused on herself than on trying to help find Gannon.
Yes.
Was it consistent that there would sometimes be nuggets of truth that she would give wrapped in things that were untrue or distracting points?
Yes, it seemed that at times when she'd be specifically talking about Gannon, she may tell you something to explain away evidence that was advertised that we found or maybe hadn't been publicized that we had found.
So when you say hadn't been publicized, so pieces of evidence that only somebody involved would know about?
Yes, like the talking about the blood in Gannon's room.
Okay, that was never put out in any social media or in the media at all?
Correct. The blood on the wall or the blood on the floor.
Okay. And yet, was she then exhibiting some pretty strong knowledge of that blood being in existence in these phone calls?
Yes, she was providing explanations for why the blood might be there.
Okay. Was that similar to the board that was found up on the S curve in southern Douglas County?
Correct. Talking about the board, it was in the news media that we were searching in that area, and that's when the discussion of the Craigslist looking for a bicycle story came about.
So another way of trying to explain away why she would be in that area and explain why maybe GPS is showing her there.
Correct.
Okay. I noticed in that phone call, and want to have you comment on it, that in the portion of the phone call, the vast majority of it's just her now, correct?
Yes.
And then at the end, it sounds like there's a three-way call where you're actually brought into the call.
Yes. When they were talking about bringing me into the call, I stepped out of the room so that way I could take the call.
Seems like demeanor changed quite a bit. She's getting very confrontational with Al throughout that phone call. And then when you get on, very calm. What was your take on that?
Your Honor, I'm object to speculation.
No.
No, I understood the question. You were asking the witness what her understanding of it was.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, overruled.
The significant pause in her speaking when they hooked up the three-way call gave me the impression she might have been reluctant to speak with me.
Okay. Do you ever notice in your experience as a special agent with the FBI that when you're having interactions with people, when they find out you're an FBI agent, that they treat you differently?
Yes.
Is that sort of what happened there?
Yes.
I put on the desk in front of you People's Exhibit 333. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is 333?
It's a recorded phone call that I had with the defendant.
Have you had a chance to listen to the contents of that disc?
Yes.
Is it a fair and accurate recording of that phone call?
Yes.
And did that phone call occur on February 15th, 2020 at 1:17 p.m.?
Yes.
And at this time, I'd move for admission of People's Exhibit 333.
Defense,
No objection, Your Honor.
exhibit 333 will be admitted. Go ahead.
And permission to publish, Your Honor.
I'm just gonna play it.
Yes. And this one is the 27 minutes and 44 seconds.
Agent Cronin, you can sit down. Go ahead.
And Judge, just before we start playing it, you can step down. As far as volume, I'm wondering if you want to inquire with the jury, is it too loud or too, I doubt it's too quiet, but I want to make sure that it's not too loud.
That's probably a good question to ask because the speaker is right next to me and there are parts of it that are really loud for me. But, oh, all right. You guys can hear it from over there. I didn't realize that. Okay. Is it loud enough? Let me ask. Is it too loud for anyone? No. Yes. It's a, maybe we can turn it down a little bit, or maybe I can turn it down a little bit. Okay, give it a shot.
This is Amber. Hello?
Hi, I'm calling you back. I had to give someone a call.
Sure. All right, Tita. Well, like I said, I know that this is an awkward thing for you to have to keep going through this over and over again. But I would like you just to kind of start me at the beginning of this whole thing and try to walk me through it as to what happened.
Oh, I mean, I'm imagining supposed to start from Monday because I've already went through the whole everything else 15 times. And Monday is when, you know, the last thing. So is that where you want me to start from?
Yeah, sure. Start there. I mean, honestly, like I said, you know, we're in the detail business, so it's always every little detail you can think of. It may be a help.
Okay. So on Monday, we were going to go get a bike. Our agenda was to get a bike.
Okay. And I'm going to be one of these annoying people that I'm going to, you know, try to get as much detail from you as possible. Because like I said, so Monday you're going to go get a bike. Did you get the bike from somebody? Were you talking to somebody? Where were you going to get the bike? You know, details about stuff like that.
I was going to get to that.
Okay. Sorry.
I was just going to tell you our agenda before we left all that.
Okay.
The agenda was to get a bike that day. We were going to trade in some sport equipment and then just, you know, go shopping a few times, few places here and there, and then come back home. So then we set up for the day that I was going to leave Gannon at home because he stays at home sometimes by himself or whatever, like if we're at work and yada, yada, yada. But he wasn't feeling well because he had already like hurt his foot. He had some burns from the carpet, from the fire that he accidentally set. And so I didn't feel comfortable leaving him by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Typically he does, but I didn't feel comfortable because I didn't want to get so sad about him getting home, you know, by himself, if he needed someone, yada, yada, yada.
Sure.
So I told him, I said, hey, you have to ride with me. I decided to stay home with him that day because Albert was out of town. And I said, you have to ride with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, can I take my Switch? He wasn't feeling that well, as far as like, he was not complaining with any kind of pain or like sickness or anything like that. He just kind of felt like, you know, down with it just because he stayed up the prior night on Sunday, probably till about 3 or 4 a.m. because he has a lot of problems using the bathroom when he like takes his medicine and then don't take it and he takes 5 amps.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes his stomach would get like really back up, and it had already gotten that way.
Mhm.
So we stayed up a lot that night after I had put the fire out,
Okay.
and he was in and out of the bathroom. So we kind of tired, exhausted, a little bit, whatever. But I was like, hey, you want to just ride with me? So we did. But I think it was about like maybe 10 o'clock ish or so when I set the alarm to leave. So I think we went to Dunkin' Donuts first. We went somewhere to get coffee. I'm not real sure. We got gas because there was no gas in the truck. I don't remember exactly where I got gas because they looked it up on my credit card, but I wanted the Exxon, but I don't remember exactly. So then we got gas, then we just went on our little way and we went to Petco, which was on Nevada. I think it was, I don't know the exit. I'm not real familiar to give you that quite detail. I just know it was
Okay.
the Nevada exit.
And is it easier for you to just kind of run through the whole story and then I can go back for the details, or is it easier for, if in trying to think about it, if you can give me the details on the way? Because obviously we want to hit all of these points. Like you said, you went to Dunkin' Donuts, so I'd want to know where that was to get gas, where you stopped there.
I mean, yeah, I don't have access to give you like exactly.
No, and you don't have to give me the exact address because obviously I can look that up. Like the Dunkin' Donuts, which
Right.
one was it? Do you know what the street was? that
No,
you
it
said?
was
Just look at this trifling woman, Satan's daughter. Just look at her. She's just sitting there. She don't care. Looking at the table. She doesn't care. Resume.
it was in Fountain, like the one near the house.
Okay, so Fountain near the house is the Dunkin' Donuts. And what street was that on? Or do you know?
I think it's like Mesa Ridge
Mesa Ridge?
or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys get up.
I want to say that the gas store was right across the street too. It was one of the gas stores that was in the area right there. I feel like it was the one across from Junction.
Okay. So the Dunkin' Donuts near your house on Mesa Ridge, then the Costco across the street. Then you guys hit Petco.
Not. I didn't say a Costco. I said the gas.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I said I can't read my own handwriting. My bad.
That's okay. Yeah. And then we went to Petco, and I went in Petco. He was going to go inside Petco with me, but he was like, "Can I stay in the car and play the Switch?"
Mhm.
And I said, "Yeah." And so I go in Petco, and when I was getting out the car, I was like, "Well, I probably should make him go in," but then I was like, "He probably don't want to shop with girls because he never like shopped with me." So I was like, "Yeah, okay, he'll be fine."
Yeah.
I don't ever worry about him in the car or anything, but because he wasn't feeling that well, I did
Yeah.
going to go like look and check and make sure like he wasn't, looking for me or wanting to go to the bathroom, like getting out or whatever. He knows his pet, but at the same time, he knows I go somewhere and
Yeah.
I might say I'm in one store and go to the next store beside.
So did he go in with you at Dunkin' Donuts too then?
We went through the drive-through at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay. All right. So he stayed in the car there at Petco.
Right.
Okay.
So then I planned on going to look at some of these bikes.
Mhm.
So
I love traveling, but moving luggage abroad is so difficult. You have suitcases.
I had the information on my phone, so I don't know. Like they have my phone, so it's
Okay.
in there.
So you said you were going to go look at these bikes. Was that, were you going to a store? Were you going to meet, a specific person, or were you going to look at the bikes?
That's how I looked up a bunch of things online. So I had the people's information where they said they had emailed back and said just when you get close, you can come by and look at it.
Okay. So where all did you search online? Were you looking at, again, was it like stores, or you're looking at, was it Craigslist, or what was it?
It was local Craigslist to Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Like just Google Springs, Craigslist, or whatever.
Okay. So you were looking up for Craigslist. Did you find, was it a lot of them, just a couple of them?
I didn't go to do it yet. That's why I hadn't got to that part to tell you that part.
Okay. So you're looking up a bunch of places on Craigslist as to where you might do it. And then did you arrange to meet somebody?
No.
Okay. So what happened next? You looked on Craigslist?
I didn't look on Craigslist that day. I had already looked prior. I was saying that the conversation back and forth was whenever you're in route closed, you just call and someone could look at it.
Okay. Well, and
I want you to mistake it.
okay, no, I got you. So you had already arranged with somebody to go meet them. Who did you arrange to meet? How were you in contact with them?
I said prior, I had looked on.
This monster can't handle the questions. You talking to, I believe it's FBI, whatever. But they dealing with a missing child. They're gonna ask you detailed questions. They want to know everything to see if you're lying, and plus, to find the child. She can't handle it. She can't handle the questioning. She's gonna freak out in a second, because if I'm correct, she's gonna be like, "I gotta go." Some excuse. Let's get back to it. And who's coming in here? Please hit the bushes, and welcome to the people that's in the bushes and everything. Glad that you're here. Don't forget, hit the like. Resume.
Online on Craigslist to find some different bikes. On email, when you reply to Craigslist, you know how you have like emails? Okay, I gotten their information.
Okay.
In my phone, I messaged, and they said, when you get close, if you plan on coming up as in north, message whenever you wanted to come by.
Okay. So you were emailing with them back and forth, and they tell you to call them when you get close. So they gave you their telephone number.
But I never told them for certain what day I was coming. I just had it all. We were going to go on Monday to me and Gannon. There was no specific person that I was like, this is not even relevant to anything. I just wanted to let you know that was on our agenda.
Okay. Well, and it's just, we're trying to recreate every moment that we can, because you never know what's important. So you were going to make this plan to go talk to somebody at Craigslist. You were emailing with them. You're going to call if you get close. What happens next?
So then,
Okay, girl. I love it. So I'm in the bushes, but I got some stuff. I'm listening. All righty, all right. Good to see ya. All right, let's get back to this nutcase.
we were going to run out of time because we'd already been in town for a little bit, and we had to make sure we were heading back to get Lena.
Okay.
Because Lena would get off the phone. So I ended up not meeting with anybody. I just thought I would go another day. So that's why I said it wasn't really relevant.
Sure.
That was on the agenda.
Okay. Well, and the last thing you had told me was you were at Petco. So were you just like hanging out in the parking lot doing that, or did you drive somewhere?
No, I bought things in Petco.
But yeah. It's just, as you were saying, you were kind of out and about. So I didn't know if you made another stop or what was going on there.
No, I went to Petco twice. So by the time I went to Dunkin' Donuts, the store, Petco twice, and I don't even remember if I went in another shopping store because it's already been how many days.
Well, what'd you go to Petco twice for? I mean, did you like go to Petco and then have to head somewhere else and then come back?
I mean, I always do that. Like,
Yeah.
go somewhere and I'm indecisive, and I go back and decisive enough.
Sure, I get that. But so after you leave Petco, where'd you head there?
Man, I don't know exactly. I just was different. I mean, I don't even know if I even did anything else. I feel like I went to the TJ Maxx, but I don't remember how to tell you where the TJ Maxx was at.
Okay. Well, I mean, was it still in Colorado Springs? It's on the north side, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
So,
I mean, there's only stuff on the north side of us, so I mean, I don't know.
okay. All right. So you were at Petco. You went probably to somewhere else, maybe TJ Maxx, and then back to Petco again.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said it was getting to the time. You're probably going to have to pick up Lena.
Yeah, we were gonna have to go home to get Lena. So we drove home. I remember I went inside the house. I get out. Walk inside the house. Walks inside the house. I was gonna work out, so I had put like my headphones on. I was gonna work out till Lena got there. I don't remember, like, the 8 or something in between there. Not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what we did between there.
Okay. But it's the three of you there at the house? Or?
No,
the
Lena
two?
hadn't got there.
Okay, she hadn't got home yet. Okay.
Gannon went to his room. He was doing stuff and playing or whatever because he was going to have a sleepover, so he kept, moving his room around or whatever because he's always going to have sleepovers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had my headphones, like, they kind of like smashed their head a little bit, so I pulled them back a little bit and was like listening and doing my thing or whatever. And then I heard something really loud. It sounded like something fell over, but also you have to remember, it's upstairs, downstairs. Sometimes if you can, like, just walk loud, it'll echo and sound like it was so loud,
Mm-hmm.
So one of the dogs started barking, so of course I went downstairs. Gannon had his door locked, and I knock on it. I'm like, what you doing? And I need to tell you everything word for word he said, or.
Well, I'm just trying to get whatever happened. So, I mean, what was he saying to you? You guys are just trying to. I have 2 boys too, so I totally get that. There's the doors locked.
Yeah. So he was saying he was trying to keep Lane out, and I was like, Lane ain't even here yet. Like,
yeah.
he had this thing going where he's been trying to build this like memory box, because I always told him I kept a memory box for my daughter
Uh-huh.
from like elementary, and then I also had one for my, growing up, and I gave it to my daughter as a box. So he's been doing everything with these boxes where, I mean, he even put pieces of paper and trash in there.
Yeah.
It's say you buy the Nintendo thing that's like the cardboard, because you got boys, like the cardboard box that it come in.
Yep.
He would put it in.
Okay.
So he was getting all secretive about, like this, and I was just like, yes, Lily, I'm laughing, whatever. And then I come back upstairs, and when I come back upstairs, so like I had the garage open. At that time, I think I might have closed it. I'm not really sure. Time I went back upstairs again, and then I hear another loud noise. And I was like, "Oh my God, Gannon, what is he doing again?"
Mm-hmm.
And Lena hadn't gotten there quite yet.
No.
And then when I go down, I realized that someone was in our house.
Okay.
And so they asked me, what was crucial was. So, at first, all I remembered, was what he looked like or whatever. So I'll get back to that later. So I'm just going to tell you that I thought I remembered it first. When I initially called the police, I thought Donna was hiding.
Okay. Well, and we've kind of skipped a lot right there. So you heard somebody, or you found out somebody's in your house. Were you downstairs? Were you upstairs? I'm sorry. I think you're cutting out.
I'm sorry. I might have said it and it was going out. It's just hard. I'm trying to get off the Wi-Fi or whatever.
Sure.
Really trying to get
Yeah. So, you were in your story, and you basically had said the last thing I was hearing was this, you're sitting there, you heard a loud noise downstairs, and then you realized somebody was in the house. So
I realized somebody was in the house.
how did you realize somebody was in the house? Because it's like, if you're upstairs, I mean, that Gannon was downstairs. Did you go down there and see him?
Told you, but I just told you that. I said I went down there. And
Okay.
Did you not hear me say that?
No, I'm sorry. It's probably cutting out. So you went downstairs, and what did you see?
Well, I went downstairs immediately, and I saw that this guy was standing at the storage room, which is in between Gannon's room and our downstairs basement.
Okay. And as you're looking at this guy, what does he look like?
He was dark-skinned. Like Hispanic, maybe mixed. I'm not real sure, like, as far as to give you a nationality. More darker skin.
Okay.
About 5'7", and about 108 pounds.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. Did you say 100?
Now, in my mind, I didn't just go over those.
Yeah.
Stats. Originally, I got scared, and then I just kind of.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's terrifying. I mean, I can imagine it would be terrifying to see somebody in your house. So, so you had said he was about 5'7", 180 or 108. Did I mishear you?
No. 180.
Okay, about 180.
I say 180 because my husband is like 200.
Sure.
Like smaller than him, so that's why I would say 180.
Okay, and do you remember anything else about him, like his hair color, what he was wearing?
Yeah, he was very like a close cut beard.
Mm-hmm.
He had a tattoo on his arm. I don't remember what it was. I just vaguely remember that.
Uh-huh. What was he wearing?
I don't really remember. I've had so many like bad dreams that I pictured so many different things. Now.
Sure.
I don't remember.
Okay, and as you're looking at him, I mean, could you? Which arm was his tattoo on?
I don't remember.
Okay. I mean, was he facing you?
You can't give an idea what side the tattoo's on. If he's facing you, you can't say the right or left. Or if you noticed it when he had his back towards you. I tell you, these FBI agents, they don't play. They listen intensely. They watch everything you say, your body language, if you're sweating or you're nervous, how you're sitting, everything. Everything. They can tell by the tone of your voice, how you keep rambling over what you're saying. Yeah, everything. But see, these narcs, sociopaths, psychopaths, all of them, they think they're smarter than everybody else. But you're not. Resume.
Was he facing away from you?
Right. So he was coming out of our storage room, which I assume, I don't want to make any speculation, that's where he was hiding at. And now, so let me tell you what was weird about this before I finish. When I got there, the alarm was set the alarm away when I got there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when I left.
Let me finish. See, she trying to change the story up because she's starting to realize that I don't think this woman's buying it. So let me add something else to the story. You know, yeah, they think he's stupid. Yep. Let's look at her. Somebody need to slam her head right down in that table. Yeah, I said it. Resume.
But it was on arm stay, but it didn't dawn on me at the moment what arm stay meant that someone, there's no,
Inferior motion sensors. I know what that means. I gotcha.
So like, it didn't dawn on me that I did have to put the alarm in when I walked in. So none of this runs through my mind that, you know, until in the moment, all this is running through my mind. Like, this is why, I was thinking, you know, dogs, whatever. This is why, all of a sudden happened in my mind, this is why the alarm didn't put it on the way. Or whatever.
Yeah. So do you think that somebody reset your alarm? Is that what you're getting at?
Do what now?
I'm sorry. Were you thinking that somebody reset your alarm? Because you said your alarm's weird that it was a stay instead of away.
No, you don't reset it. If you have, way that ours was set up because of how that door didn't have a sensor on it. Like, say, for example, if I set it on arm away and I left for the day, and the dog, say one of them got out of their crate and moved, it would go to arm stay first.
Okay.
Because somebody was like, there was already motion in there.
Okay. So when you left for the day, did you set it as stay or away? When you and Gannon left at 10?
Sure, I said it. I'm pretty sure I said it as arm away because this is something I had to like show later on. So we were talking about, that was just, I'm not a positive if that's why. I'm just saying this was something later on that when we went through everything, that was what we noticed, that it went to arm stay.
Okay.
Anyway, so at this point in time, you know, I'm just like thinking he's gonna like just completely rob us because he had one of our guns. So at this point in time, I knew he had already been in our house somewhere, somehow, sometime, because in order for him to have obtained a handgun, he would have had to already, you know, be in the house.
Okay. Did you guys normally lock your weapons up?
No.
Okay. Where do you normally store them?
So they're all over the house. So prior to this happening, my husband and I went on a cruise. And so when we went on the cruise, we had hired a lady, and my daughter would have to stay at home with them, but we hired a lady to come stay as well on rover.com.
Yep.
And she just kind of stayed in the house. So when she came, I could pull the handguns downstairs. And like, Albert, we were talking about making sure we weren't just leaving them around the house, you know, even though she had been like checked through rover and stuff like that. We don't want to leave them.
Sure.
So I had took two of the handguns downstairs. So that was the only reason the two of the guns would have been downstairs because we had just got back from our cruise and we had hid them down there in the storage room.
Okay. So he came out of the storage room with one of the weapons that you had previously stored in there, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and when I say hid, they weren't like put away somewhere. They were just in the storage room, like they were inside.
Okay. And which weapon was it that he had with them?
One of the black ones.
Okay. Like, was it a handgun, a long gun?
Yeah, a handgun. The big guns were upstairs.
Okay.
So at first I was in shock thinking, whatever you want, and I'm not going to go through screaming what I said. I'm just going to tell you because you won't understand me if I get, like, you know, I've already done the phone like 4 different times telling people, so it's like, I can't go through screaming and all that again.
Yeah, and obviously you don't have to scream at me. I understand.
Yeah, no, I just don't want you, like, to think I, you know, word for word verbatim to tell you what I said and this and that and the other. So I immediately Gannon was in the room, like, about maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 feet from his door or whatever, and just yada, 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 doing the thing, whatever.
I'm sorry, Gannon was in his room or Gannon was outside of his room, so he saw this guy out there too?
No. Gannon was still in his room. Like, I was just giving you a distance of how far, because Gannon's door was open at this point.
Okay.
I guess open the door.
Okay, so you said his door's open, but you could see Gannon in his room?
Yeah, and I could see Gannon in his room.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember exactly what the guy was saying to me. I just remember I was like yelling, and Gannon was yelling, and Gannon saw that I was like freaked out and scared, and I told him he could have whatever he wanted. All this. So it went about 1 hour of us just sitting there, me and Gannon sitting in his room, as this guy was asking questions. He was asking, did we own this? Did we own that? All I remember was about weapons and did we know anything about these people? He said somebody named parents, and I don't even know. I didn't have no clue who he was talking about, what he was talking about. My assumption was he had the wrong people that he was looking for because we haven't even lived there that long and I don't even know these people.
So what kind of possessions was he asking you about if you had? I mean, was he asking you about your possessions or somebody else's or what?
Yes, he was asking, was there a safe? Like your typical theft, you know, like things that a theft would want. Did we have a safe? Was there any money in the house? And I swear to you, we don't keep any, like, I swear to God, we don't keep any money in the house. We barely keep our cards on, you know. Oh crap, this is at 2%. Hold on 1 second.
Liar, you just want to get off this phone. Because you know the
Your car
purchase
charger?
is too heavy
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, this is at 2%. 1 second, I'm gonna get the car charger. Sure. Should be grabbing it, okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Do I need to turn it on? Here. Thank you.
Agent Cronin, if you would proceed with the stand, please. Remind you, ma'am, that you're still under oath. Mr. Allen?
Thank you, Your Honor. Were you aware of what happened the way that phone call just ended abruptly, where she's not talking any longer?
I see you, Black Lady Jane, creeping through. And good evening to you and blessings. It's okay that you're late. Long as you're here, girl. Long as you're here. Resume.
Yeah, she had called back to Mr. Stauch again.
So there's another call after that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So at the beginning of this call, that's where that discussion comes in about getting a bike, and this would be up in that southern Douglas County, northern El Paso County area,
Correct.
where that bloody board was found.
Correct.
And you mentioned earlier, but is this what you described as her explaining away why she would be in that area?
Correct.
Were you aware during the course of the investigation that her movements around town and essentially across the country would be tracked using different methods?
Yes.
What methods were used to do that? Do you know?
There was the telematics on the vehicle, and then there was also a GPS placed on a rental vehicle that she had.
And we heard about that from other folks earlier in the trial. What about phone records? Do those also give that information?
Yes.
Okay. You used a word that we haven't heard yet in this trial. Can you just tell us, just generally speaking, what telematics is? Not an expert description, just a general description.
Basically, it's tracking your vehicle's movement, sort of GPS on your vehicle.
Do new vehicles come with that sort of built into the software these days?
Yes.
Okay. In this particular phone call, we get a description of an intruder being in the house when she's describing going downstairs and there's some guy staying by the storage room. You remember
Yes.
that?
That's going back to her second story, which was the intruder in the house.
Okay. How many different stories have we now heard in this investigation?
There were multiple. I couldn't probably give you a number because some were major differences, some were minor differences.
This intruder version of the story, was there any evidence to support that some stranger had broken into the house and attacked her?
No,
Was there any evidence to support that some stranger had broken into the house and kidnapped Gannon?
no.
I want to next, Your Honor, we can have Special Agent Cronin step down and play that last phone call. It would be People's Exhibit number 53, phone call of February 15, 2020 at 1:49 p.m. So roughly 30 minutes after that last call started.
All right, Agent Cronin, you can step down. Thank you, ma'am.
And this one's 29 minutes and 34 seconds.
All right, go ahead.
Hello. What is it? I'm freaking beat, teacher.
What?
I'm beat. What? What do you want?
Are you guys okay?
I'm just beat. I'm just telling you I'm tired. Go ahead. Whatever.
Are you tired?
Because this is freaking stressful. My son's out there missing, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
Stupid question. Oh, somebody need to slam her head in that table. I know that sounds so violent, but I don't know why. Just look at her. Since she want to be so close to the table, she doesn't want to face what she's doing. Just slam her ass in the table. Yeah, I said it. Okay, resume.
We have people who are looking for the guy now.
Okay. The Quincy Brown guy.
Why do you keep saying the Quincy Brown guy? Like it's a joke.
I'm not. No, I'm just. What did the FBI? What did the freaking FBI?
He said the Quincy Brown guy. Yeah, because you are a joke, because he know you lying. There's no Quincy Brown. Well, there is, but he wasn't there. He didn't insult her. I think he was out the country or something like that where he was at. Oh my gosh. Resume. This is insane.
I see. Are they looking for him now?
Well, I gave her my information.
Okay.
I also got a call at the same time, which the attorney said he had just talked to El Paso. And he was like, you do not need to say another word to them. So you need to hang the phone up because I've already clearly gave them this information. And at this point in time, he was like, if they're not reaching out to help you, then they're doing nothing to help the investigation. He said, so he's getting back on the phone with El Paso. And El Paso is supposed to be doing the job because they're the lead agency, even though the FBI has taken over. FBI was working, they're not the lead agency. So he said to communicate with El Paso. And that's exactly what he did.
So the lawyer is communicating with El Paso.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to keep it all straight. But you did talk to the lady? That's what you've been doing the whole time? Okay. Okay. You talked to her?
Right. I talked to her, and then the attorney was emailing me back and forth because the investigative reporter went back out there to his house, and he told me, do not say another word.
Okay.
Because El Paso is the lead agency, and they could potentially be messing up the investigation. And at the same time, as much as, he's going to be wanting to find Gannon, he's also making sure that no one else is interfering. Because he said, if El Paso is the head person, that's who needs to be doing it. He's already sent the information to them.
Okay.
He also already forwarded Nicole's going out there to his house and everything.
Nicole?
That's the investigative reporter that we hired. Nicole. Her name's Nicole.
Okay. You hired an investigator.
Hire investigative reporter. This is what whoever the attorney is in contact with. Investigative reporter, yes. I don't know if you hire them, I don't know if you pay them, I don't know what you do. I just know she's an investigative reporter.
Okay.
Why do you keep talking to me like that? Like, okay. Like I'm on trial with you.
I'm just trying to listen to what you're saying. So they went to find this Quincy Brown. Did they find him?
I don't know what they did. El Paso is in charge. They should be communicating with you, the father.
I haven't heard anything from these people. Have you talked to El Paso too, or just Amber?
I was instructed by the attorney that everything had been sent to El Paso,
Okay.
who is the lead agency, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do.
Okay.
And I was on the phone with her, and he said, do not say another word, because I made for work. And he was on the other line when I called her, which is why I told her I'd call her back.
Okay. All right.
So do not say another word.
Okay.
No reason. You should be answering any questions that are not coming directly from El Paso.
Okay. Have you talked to anybody? But you said you forwarded the information, but have you talked to anybody at El Paso?
Would I talk to, if I have an attorney, do you think I talk to them or my attorney talk to them?
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to piece it all together here. You're talking to this lady. You're talking to that lady. You're talking to Bethel. You're talking to Kate. You're talking to Amber.
The investigative reporter is for me. Like, they are on my side.
Okay.
The attorney, obviously, is on my side.
Okay.
So that too, the information will go through.
Okay. So,
We reported it.
okay. Now that you got people on your side, what can I do for you? What do you need me to do to help you get this information or whatever?
To help me get one information, I'll just do that. I've done it everything I told you.
Okay. Okay. I mean, what can I do to help you? What do you need me to do? Just in general, nothing specific. What do you need? You tell me.
I need you to be with your family so that when Gannon comes home, we can all be together and stop putting me on a trial. That's what you can do for me in general. You can show me some love. You can show me everything that I'm showing you. I showed you love. I told you, hey, I missed you. I love you. Oh my gosh, I want to be there to hold you. I want to hug you. I want to do all these things to you. That's what you can do in general, is to treat me that same way back, because I have done that to you. I haven't found you, talked back to you.
Okay.
I defended myself, just like I told you. You know good or well.
All right. So,
You're going through. I understand the pain.
right.
I don't know what you feel at those times, but I tried to be here for you, and that's what I want to continue to do, is be here for you.
Okay. Well,
And also let the attorney know that I would, because you have to hire a private person. They said that police don't even do that because it's not even admissible. You can hire a private person to administer a lie detector test if I wanted to get those results to you.
Okay. So your attorney told you not to answer any more questions, but does that mean me? Because I mean, what if I still have questions and we can just work through those like we've been working through? Does that include me?
No, you told me if I called them lady and if I reported everything, you told me that you said I will have a meeting with you, and your exact words were that we would go from there.
Okay.
And we would start trying to find Gannon. That's
Okay.
exactly what you said to me.
Okay.
You said
Fine.
we would move forward.
Okay.
And be looking for Gannon. That's what you told me.
Okay. So what about the meeting?
Okay. So here I am about the whole meeting.
Okay.
So you're in this with me, and I'm in this with you, or not? That's where I'm at with the meeting, because I have done nothing wrong. I am not a criminal. I'm not a monster. I'm not someone that needs to be.
Okay. All right. Well,
I've been treated.
all that being said, when can we meet and where can we meet?
The meeting will be deciding where we are staying at together to protect each other.
Okay. I didn't say what the meeting was about. I said when and where, Tisha.
That's the meeting. Okay, where are you staying? Why come we can't come stay with you? If you have a place to stay that you've already paid for, why are we sitting here having to be like, okay, let's stay at this person's house, let's go here, let's go to this hotel? Why?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Where are you at?
Just need the honesty answer. I don't need any more bullshit. You talked about honesty and what you wanted from me. Okay, so my honesty is from you.
Okay.
Not from you.
All right. All right.
Why come we can't get our clothes? I know we can't bring them home because the rest are in storage. Okay, well, why come we can't get together? We can close. We decide where our family is staying. Okay, and then we get on the mission. Whether we got to get in the car, whether we need to be out doing it ourselves, finding whatever. That's the plan I expect to hear from my husband. Not just like I'm some side piece that you're gonna meet. That's not who I am.
No, I didn't say side piece and meet. I said meet up to talk about the truth. And actually, I mean, I told you initially, no, please listen. Please listen. I'm not putting you down. I'm not being mean to you. Okay. Initially, we talked about what the standard was. And you know how I am about, my standards. The standard is the truth and a meeting. Okay.
Turns out.
No, I'm not.
He told you.
Okay. That's why I said, what about the meeting? That's why I started this conversation. Let's talk about the meeting. But then there's a truth.
You just said the meeting to get the truth.
No, I know. No, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm trying to clarify for you. Okay. There's another part of the truth that you haven't told me, like where you are. You're not in the north end of Colorado Springs. Okay. We've established that. Okay. Where are you? That's some truth that you can let me know.
I will tell you. But if this gets out, I swear, it's because you told it.
Okay.
This knew where we at or where we were at.
Okay. Fair enough. And I'll stand by that. Okay. Fair enough. If somebody finds out where you are, then you can blame me all day long and tell your lawyer that I'm some kind of criminal. Okay.
I'm not going to tell them that you're criminal.
I'm just saying. Okay.
I stayed in Independence Day, America on the north end.
Okay.
Rachel.
Okay.
We switched from one hotel. What did you say?
I said, okay. Okay.
We switched from one hotel to the next hotel. Then at that point in time, I had no more money. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all. I had people reach out to me on Instagram, and they were like, hey, why don't you come here? Why don't you come here? I don't have a car. I don't have anything. Why do you think people are missing you, want to know where we're at? Because nobody fucking knows. There's nowhere near this. So, Michelle, she reached out to me on Facebook. She's a girl that I always talk about when we go up to Monument. And I would always pass by right up the street. I'd say, hey, my friend Michelle says she sells cleaning products.
Yeah. Right. Remember.
Michelle has a big house out here in Monument, and she has a building. It's like an apartment, a garage, and she let us come here 2 nights ago.
Okay.
That's why you have dogs, because she has dogs and we have dogs. So, I can't stay here forever. I can't stay here long.
So
I can only stay here just basically for the time being because I've been trying to work this out with my husband. And you think where do you think I got money at to stay all these places? Like you act like I'm just just living at large, staying in all these. Oh man,
You killed your husband's son. And it's all about you. And you thought you was going to get away with it. And you think he's that stupid to believe you. You changed your story 1,000,000 times. You constantly kept changing the story. Nothing adds up. Resume.
Okay, Hampton is Hilton. I mean,
All right, listen.
you haven't had anywhere?
Hey, listen, I'll get in my rental car and I'll come to Michelle's house and get you. Just send me an address.
And where are you taking me? Because I know you. You'll try to play me. And you'll try to be like, well, you know, whatever. So am I coming to stay with you, or are you coming to show house to meet? And I need the truth.
My intent would probably be just to meet. I don't know if staying together is the right answer now because of all the unknowns. Okay.
Okay, well, if you don't want to stay with me, then that tells me that that's not in the. You don't want to be that picture perfect that you said back in December. That's not
No, don't tell me what I want. I am
Give me the damn real truth why you don't want me in Harley with you.
because I want my son. Because I want my son. Because I want my son. The bottom line. And until we get him,
Did not do this. Why would you punish me?
why is it an if? I don't want to do this. I want to do this. You wouldn't tell me what you heard. You wouldn't tell me the whole truth for days and days for 3 weeks now. I'm willing to meet you to stick out the olive branch as an effort for peace. Okay. Okay. Because yes, peace, because you haven't given me the truth until today. You've gotten closer to the truth. Okay. Or maybe you gave me the whole truth today. I don't know. We'll take it at that. But I'm offering you a moment of peace, a time to meet, a time to talk. We can hug or whatever. Okay. I don't want to stay together right now because then it's going to be constantly on my mind. It's going to be a fight. At least this way we can meet and talk, and then we got time to cool down, think about it. That's what I've been doing every day, trying to talk to you and then cool down and then answer you on the email if I can, if I feel like it, and then give it another shot the next day. That's exactly the same model I'm trying to teach you. I'm not teach you, try to do right now. Okay, that's it.
It doesn't bother you that, hey, you know, I should be providing somewhere for my wife's daughter and my other daughter and my son to live while we're going through this.
You're right, but we don't know where.
That doesn't register in your brain.
It does. It does.
Sugarcoat it.
There ain't no sugarcoat. It does bother me that my family got ripped apart when my son was taken away. Okay? Yes, it absolutely bothers me.
So if you know, okay, that this dude has Gannon, took Gannon, why are you blaming me? Why
I didn't blame you.
Lay down beside your wife.
No, listen, because the only reason, no, the only thing I blame you for, okay, the only proof I have right now to blame you for anything is you called in a runaway when you knew he wasn't a runaway. That's it, okay? We can move past that. You were scared, you freaked out. What? I'm not putting words in your mouth. That's it.
Oh,
Right, but you called in a runaway. Fine, I understand. You were scared and freaking out. Okay, I'm just saying.
you to hurt anybody.
Right, and I didn't want to get lied to. Okay, but I did. So that's something we got to work through, and that's what I'm saying. We meet, we talk, we hang out, grab a bite to eat. I don't know, something stupid, and then we take a breath. Okay, just like we've done the past couple days, working our way up to a meeting now. All right, we've been talking. We didn't talk for 2 weeks. Okay. It's baby steps here. You got to understand that my son is missing, and I've got to get through this little by little until he comes home. And that story, okay, the runaway story, the only thing that I know to blame you for right now, the only blame I point in your direction, okay, that caused a gap between us. And I've said that numerous times. There's a gap between us, and the only way to get back is baby steps. Okay, and you've got to respect that. Okay.
You have to also realize if someone's terrified, they act in a moment, do what they think. It's scaredness.
I'm not this.
Don't you have compassion?
I do. I have compassion for that. Listen, I have compassion.
Rather sit in your room by yourself and not comfort each other every night. You were about that, and then when Landon comes back, you'll see her every day, and not your wife.
But you got to have compassion for me, a little bit of empathy on my perspective, okay? Because of the runaway story, the cops, the neighborhood, everybody searching, spent days and days and days, and we lost valuable time trying to find Gannon because of that story. And now, okay, 3 weeks, now 3 weeks later, okay, I find out Quincy Brown, a sex offender, has my son, and the last story you told me was that somebody was trying to stick something up his butt, and now I got to think about a sex offender has my son, okay? So now you got to have some compassion for me.
I do have compassion for you. That's why I wanted to be with you, to hold you.
No, that's what you want, okay? What?
No, I just said that.
Having compassion for me is not telling me what you want. Having compassion for me is respecting what I need, and I need baby steps right now. And the next baby step is I'm willing to meet you. Okay, I'm willing to meet. That's the baby step. But you need to send me an address of where you're at, and I'll come to you, and we can meet. And if that's unacceptable, then
you kicked me off the insurance, and you got a car.
Listen, I'm talking about baby steps to get us closer to Gannon and to family, okay? meeting me is that next baby step. If you can't send me an address where you and Harley are, or at least you're at,
Your question, how you got a car? Why?
I told you I got a rental car. One of my family members helped me out with the rental car so I could search for Gannon and I could do what I have to do. Okay. But if you can't,
Why is there a claim on insurance? Then why is there a claim?
if you can't, we could talk about all that. That could be part of our meeting. Okay. But if you can't meet me, if you can't tell,
Why don't you just tell me why is there two claims?
okay. All right. All right. Here we go. I want a meeting. You keep changing the subject. So we're going to have to take a 3 or 4 steps backwards from this point. Okay.
No, I'm going to do the meeting. I just want to know, did you let them take a car?
Who take what car?
Because there's 2 rental cars.
I don't have 2 rental cars. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You got somebody trying to PI me or something? What 2 rental cars are you talking about?
No, you said they had a rental car and you had a rental car.
Who's they?
You said Landon had a rental car.
Oh yeah, Landon. Okay, listen, I don't know what the hell Landon's got going on. Her Aunt Veronica's got all that money and they went to Texas. That's all I know. Okay, whether they still got a rental car or not, I don't know. That's all been from her Aunt Veronica. I had to get my family to help me out. Okay, and that's all that matters here. So I'm giving you the truth. I'm ready for the truth about where you're at, the address of where you're at, so we can have the meeting. If not, like I said, we're taking some steps backwards and we'll try again tomorrow. And that's kind of where I'm at right now in this moment.
We would take steps backwards because if I just wanted to be with you, that would be steps backwards when you just told me to have compassion. So I'm just sitting here trying to talk to you.
Okay, listen. Tisha, listen, here we are.
Backwards when I'm just asking. Just tell me, are you trying to be with somebody else? Just tell me.
Am I trying to be with somebody else when my son's out there missing? So here we go. Change the subject. We change the subject back to Tisha now. All right.
Yep, change the subject. Back to Tisha now. This woman is a piece of work. See, sir, and I'll say it again. If you would have dated her longer, 4 months is not going to get it to know a person before you marry them. You would have found out that she was completely out of her mind. The first argument y'all two would have had, you would have seen there was something about her. Because her mask would have fell off and it would have cracked. Yep. Reason.
All right.
No, I just want to know the truth because I want.
Well, I want to know the truth. You never answered my question about what you heard. Okay, so I want to know the truth too. But you know what? I bent a little bit. I bent a little bit more, and now I'm bending. Now I'm bending again. No, listen. Now I'm bending again and saying. Now I'm bending again and saying, listen. I know you're just not going to answer my question, so let's meet. But that's
Okay, I'll answer your question if you don't yell at me.
Okay.
Don't yell at me and
What-
don't scream at me.
the question of what you heard.
When you answer a question, you let me answer it and stop interjecting and treating me like I'm on trial with you.
Absolutely, you got it.
Now go.
What did you hear in the moment that there was bleeding and everything going on? What you heard? That was the question you didn't answer.
I'm trying to finish.
Okay.
So the police had left. Okay? I put Harley and Lena upstairs in the room. Told them don't come out. Nothing terrible, bad, nothing had happened at that point in time. I was still terrified. If I mentioned to police, if I sent a note, if I said anything, I didn't know what was going to go on. I told you this 17 times.
Della, welcome. Someone gave her too much attention before, apparently. I totally agree with you. Now she's craving it. So sad, especially her poor daughter, Harley, was abused through this. Yep. Yep, she was growing up. Probably got too much attention. Or it could be extreme. You know, it could be, it's usually extreme with these kind of personality disorders. Either she got too much attention growing up, or she didn't get no attention. So that's why she's craving for attention. It's one or the other. It's always extreme. It's nothing like balance. You know, normal lives is balance. You know, you get attention, you don't get enough attention or whatever, but it's extreme. So it's one or the other. That's why she's a nutcase as she is right now. All right, and welcome to Donna Just Being Real. All right, what does my girl have to say over here? Black Lady Jane says, Donna, 3 weeks. Wow, 3 weeks. I know I wouldn't behave with the knowledge. With the knowledge of her lies. Oh my gosh, I would be under the prison with all the sewer rats. Somebody need to take her and Psycho Sarah and put them both in suitcases and leave them in a cell together. Both of them. These evil women. It's a lot of evil women out here, men. And gentlemen, be careful. And they come in pretty packages. Beautiful smile, shapely body, really nice, real charming. They'll do all the things you want in the bedroom and more. Stuff you ain't even thought of. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I never experienced this. And then you'll see later that you are laying down with Satan's daughter. Yes. All right, let's get back to it. All right, we're back. Donna says something. True, Donna. So he kind of wanted a mom to take care of the kids. So did he overlook her? Probably. Exactly. See, that's what I'm trying to understand. And it probably has something to do with that. I would like to know more about that one. I like to go deep to find out the root of everything what happened. Because they only dated for, 4 months. And he was married. They all met a softball game. Cheating on his wife. Left his wife. Got with this lunatic. Married 4 months later. And 4 years later after that, she kills her son. His son. We have to be a little bit more wiser, ladies and gentlemen, in dating. Be a little bit more careful who you bring around your children. And also, as parents, aunts, uncles, mentors, whatever, dealing with children. It's our job to teach kids to date smart and not thirsty. And to be careful who you get involved with. Because not everybody comes into your life with good intentions. Not at all. Not at all. All right. Let's get back to it.
You can ask me why didn't I do things differently? Fucking scared, okay? Scared. Went back downstairs, okay? We didn't have a safe. We didn't have money. He swore up and down we had a safe. Swore up and down we had money. Kept saying, no, we don't have a safe, and I wasn't saying it in this tone like.
I agree with you, Donna. He ain't perfect either. Yep. Not saying he want anything to happen to his child. That he want his child to die. Of course not. I know he loves his son. We all know that. But see, the point I'm trying to make, like I said, this is a teaching channel. I use these crimes. I do emanations. Check out my emanations. My crimes, emanations, trial stories as a teaching tool to help people to date smart and not thirsty. To look out for the red flags. They are there. But so many people get into relationships so thirsty, they so happy to have somebody because they don't want to be alone, which is nothing wrong with that. God made Adam and Eve for a reason. He saw Adam walking around looking all sorry and sad. He's like, oh, I got to give you somebody. And then he gave him Eve. Okay, so we all supposed to have somebody. But God doesn't want you to just be with anybody. Be careful who it is. And especially be careful who you bringing around your children and bringing in your home. And a lot of women do that. And I'm a little sick and tired of this. It's ridiculous. These women, they meet these men. These men ain't got a pot to piss in, nowhere to throw it, no job, no nothing. Lazy bums. All they could do is give you some wood. And these women get all crazy because the wood is so good. That's all they could do. That's all they can master is the wood. Giving it to a woman. But you need more than that in a relationship. So they get caught up. They bring them in the house around their kids. And then the monster comes out. And usually the kids is the one who go. Because they'll turn around and kill the kids. They don't care. They don't care. But I'll get into that another day. But, back and forth, whatever. But, just you have to watch out for the red flags. I've done a lot of commentary on this. Yes, a lot. Let's get back to it.
No, whatever. Just not going to be reliving all of it like that. No, we don't have a safe. No, we don't have this. I couldn't get your gun upstairs to work. I tried. There was no bullets for the shotgun, and I couldn't get the other gun to work, or I was going to run back downstairs and freaking.
Exactly, Francine. Bing, bing, bing. Red flag. Red flag. Yeah. Poor baby. Yeah. So sad. You know, we have to protect our children, ladies and gentlemen. We have to. God gave us our children. They are really his kids. He gave them to us to trust us. These are blessings. And he wants to know what you do with his children. How are you taking care of them? Were you protecting them? Were you providing for them? Were you there for them? So you're not letting any old slime just come around your children. You get to know. You know, you date somebody. You don't have to bring around your kids all the time. Go out somewhere. Just go out and have a date. Meet the person. Why they got to come to your house? Why? You know, just because you're a single parent, that don't mean that you can't date. Shoot, have yourself a good time. Date somebody. You enjoy having, having company with the opposite sex. There's nothing wrong with that. This is how God made us. We're humans. We need that interaction. We need that touch. But not just from anyone. It annoys me. People who's coming in, make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to comment. Or if you just want to sit back and listen, I completely understand, all right? But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's get back to this nutcase.
And light his ass up. That was my mind. That was what I was going to do. Couldn't get it to work. Came back downstairs. Girls are upstairs. I knew I had 2 of my 3 children safe. And if I would tell you this, you'll be like, well, why was it just 2 of them and not all of them? Or why was it not this one and not that one? People are not realizing that I didn't pick and choose. Okay? Come back in there. Plead again about I would do anything. Money, whatever it may be. Okay? We have this. Jury. I offered every single thing that there was. He kept saying we had a safe. And I kept saying we didn't have a safe. He grabbed me, pulled me back into the storage room. My hands were tied. I already told you this. 17 times again. My hands were tied. Completely. Harley, Lena, upstairs, either sleeping, whatever they were. It was late night at this point in time, 11, 12, midnight, whatever it may have been. I left Harley a note on the counter that said, please recall police. They've heard the word that we always say is a code word. What is the word we always say that you all being always picked up whenever there was trouble?
Desperado.
Right. I always pick with Harley about, do you ever hear that word? It's something Albert had to be trouble, right? She didn't catch on to what I was saying, which I can't blame her. She's sometimes ditzy. Didn't catch on to what I was saying. Nothing. I called you back. Called you back with him sitting there. You didn't answer. Not your fault. So now I'm in my mind thinking, if I say to Albert a code word, he might at least think something. Anything. So no, you could have been on the phone. I don't know. All I hear is Gannon screaming. He's yelling at me to shut up. Chucky said it in the worst way to know. I did hear a loud noise. So this Gannon hit something. I'm screaming. I'm sitting there trying to make noises because if they're above me, then maybe someone will hear it on the wood pieces.
Oh, amen to your comment, Emmanuel. I just don't get it. I don't get it. People don't listen, use discernment. They don't listen to that little voice in the back of your head. I mean, when the younger people, the younger generation, you know what I'm saying? Like teens, early 20s, I give them a little pass. This is me, because they haven't really experienced too much. They don't really know too much. They go out there, they don't really know. But when you start reaching like 28 and above, and you've been through some relationships, especially 30 and plus, it's like, wake up. There's red flags here. And especially if you have several people telling you, look, Jane, stay away from John. He's no good. He likes to put his hands on women. You got several people saying this. The same thing? If that's not a major red flag, why? But then sometimes us women, we figure, oh, I'll just get in a relationship. I'll change him. I'll be different. Hey, I've been there too. Yeah, I was a fool like that too. We all have one point. Ain't not one woman in this chat gonna tell me you have not been like that. If you do, you're lying to me. You're lying. Okay? But you can't change them. And vice versa. Men, you women that want to run the streets and act all wild. She's over here giving you cookies on the first night. Red flag. You want to wife that? You really want to wife that? Interesting. All right, let's get back to it.
Nobody helped. Nothing came. No one. No one came for anything. When I came back from hitting my head, which was hit on that wood piece that's in our storage room, Gannon was gone. I freaked out. I get in my car, which I'm sure that they probably seen on camera. Did I get in my car? Drive maybe once or twice around the neighborhood, thinking, what in the hell am I going to do now? Albert's going to fucking kill me. Everybody's going to kill me. That's all I kept thinking. And Gannon's gone. If I haven't slept in how many days, reliving how, if I could have done something. I'm not going to fight somebody with a gun with knife. I don't know how they live. I don't know. And the only reason I would have known who it was is I told you about the badge. More and more, I kept remembering, as I had nightmares every flipping night, who it was. Images in my mind, pictures, over and over and over and over and over, again and again and again. Can I do anything about it? No. It didn't matter whether I said someone was something happened. It didn't matter what I said in that moment. My mind immediately went to, oh my God. You hear about this? I look on the neighbors all the time. Shit goes down and you don't, like, in your brain, you plan, if something was to happen, what you're going to do. And then you can't. Your body don't let you. I'm not a person that even remotely tries to be a badass with a gun.
Just don't buy it.
All it kept running through my mind. How am I going to go find him? How am I going to go do this? We got to get help, resources. And then if I say, hey, the fucker was in our home, all they're going to tell me is I'm fucking crazy. I need mental health. I need to see a psychiatrist. Just some fucking shit. That's all that's going to be told to me.
You need to go to who you serve. And that's Satan. You his daughter. That's where you belong. You need to go over there with him and stay over there. Resume.
So I went the very next day. So there was no wasted resources. I went the very next day, that afternoon. When I talked to them, I explained to them exactly what I told you.
Hey, Tisha, hold on. Listen, this is the worst fucking story yet. All right, I'm done with this shit.
He said, this is the worst he done with this. Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, sir, you would have picked up on this. You just hung in there just a little bit longer. Just hung in there just a little bit longer with the dating. What is wrong with these people? It's stages in relationships. Do you know that? Read the books. Read them. It's out there. It's scientific. It's out there. It's stages. But so many people want to skip stages because they just don't want to be by themselves. Or they have a hidden agenda. And it might not be a good one. Everybody want to skip stages. You would have realized that she's completely out of her mind. I mean, these monsters can hold a mask for a very long time. Yes, they can. I have to admit, some can even go for a good strong year. But eventually it's going to crack. But this nutcase right here, oh, I don't see past 6 months. You would have realized there's something wrong with her. All right, let's get back to it.
Agent Cronin, if you would resume your seat in the witness stand, I remind you, ma'am, that you're still under oath.
I'm not sure as far as scheduling, we're pretty close to the noon hour, Judge, and I was wondering if you want to have her come back. I'm not going to finish with questions before that time. I'm sure defense is going to have cross.
Counsel approach, please. Agent Cronin, you can go ahead and step down. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take our noon recess. If I can have everyone back in the jury room at say 1:20, we should be able to start on time at that point. Again, don't discuss case among yourselves. Don't discuss case with anyone else. With that, we'll see you at 1:20. All rise for the jury, please.
Observation periods with her through these phone calls. You mentioned also going to South Carolina for her arrest. Did you have personal contact with her there?
No,
Okay. Did you see her though?
I did see her,
Okay.
yes.
Did you ever have occasion to hear her refer to herself by the name Taylor?
No.
Did you ever hear her refer to herself by the name Maria Sanchez?
No.
What about Jasmine?
No.
What about Harmony?
No.
Christina?
No.
Little Lucia?
No.
She ever talk with a Spanish accent?
No.
What was, based on the time that you were with, not necessarily with her, but able to observe her, what is your opinion as to her sanity?
Object, Foundation Medina.
Well, I'm not going to allow it from this witness unless you can lay more foundation that she has personal interaction with the defendant. My understanding is that most of it was observed through a phone call and she's not had personal contact with the defendant.
Well, I think that would be the basis of it, Judge. She was present for every single one of these individual phone calls, which is, I think, 16 total phone calls, some over an hour long. And then also observing her in South Carolina.
I just don't think there's enough foundation laid for that. I'm not going to allow it from this witness.
Okay. All right.
Ask the other foundational questions, but I won't.
Well, I've already asked those. Yep. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Cook, cross-examination.
Just a few. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good, sir.
Should I refer to you as special agent? Is that
That,
your working title?
yes, sir.
Okay. How long did you get to view Miss Stauch when you were in South Carolina, special agent?
With her, I wasn't personally interacting with her. I just saw her after the interview that Mr. Grusing had with her.
So just like walking down the hallway?
Yes,
and
sir.
Just for a few minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were with Gannon's father in the room during these phone calls?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Allen had stated earlier you were sliding.
I'm sorry, Melanie, I missed it. You talking about with the hair pulled back like a little ponytail? Is that what you talking about, Melanie? Love it. I love it. She can't hide. You can't hide. You can't hide. They took you from your corner. They took you from your corner. You thought you could stay in that corner all the time with the hair all in your face so you can just hide out from what you did. Because they don't want to face it. These narcs, sociopaths, all of them, they don't want to face what they did. No, they don't. They can't stand it. And they'll never admit the truth. They'll lie, lie, lie. Especially sociopaths. They'll lie. A sociopath, right in your face, took the cookies out the cookie jar, snatched it out. And you say, why'd you take the cookies? I didn't take the cookies. What are you talking about? They eating the cookies, crumbs coming down their mouth. I didn't do it. You serious? I didn't do it. What are you talking about? And they love to gaslight you. Yeah, gaslighting. All of them. All that cluster B personality disorder. You know, cluster B, yeah. They love to gaslight you, make you think you're crazy, but they're the crazy ones. But they enjoy making you think you're crazy. That's what they like to do. Gaslight all day, mimic you, copy you, make fun of you, degrade you. First, they'll come into your life and love bomb you. And this is not just with boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. I'm talking about this happens in the workplace. I can give you examples in the workplace. This can happen at your church. This can happen at parent-teacher conference. Your child's teacher. They're all over the place. Okay, they're all over the place. Yes, they are. All right, let's get back to it.
Notes back and forth about what to say.
Periodically, he did the majority of the phone calls, and he would have the conversations with her. It's just periodically, if there was something we wanted to know, we would give him a note and ask him.
Did what you were looking for as far as answers go, change from the first phone call you recorded to the last one as the investigation involved?
Oh my God, Francine, you said something that's so deep. Gannon's mom, she sued her ex for not seeing all the red flags. I'm agreeing with the chat. He's at fault too. Moving to Alaska. Stupid. We have to call it out. We have to. And I do this on my channel. I call this stuff out. People get mad at me. They put these little comments in the comment section. Oh, you bash the victim. You don't have no sympathy. What are you talking about? I'm just calling it as it is. You know, if we see the red flags, we could have prevented all this from happening. I don't understand. People just don't want to admit it. What you, something wrong with you? They get upset. I get these weird comments, emails and stuff. You know, no. I'm here to help, to teach awareness. You know, it is. Call it as it is. But no. People don't want to face the fact. No. All right, let's get back to it. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a rant today. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Let's get back to it. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for hitting the like and engaging. I really appreciate it. I'm enjoying this. Thank you. Resume.
Involved, I guess, so to speak.
Our point was to try to find what happened to Gannon and get the straight story from her, because it did keep changing.
Okay. When did the warrant for the defendant's arrest go out?
I couldn't probably tell you the exact day
Okay.
as to when that happened.
How long after the warrant for the defendant's arrest went out was it before she was apprehended and actually taken into custody?
Probably within the week, if I would imagine. But that's just a guess. I really can't recall. We got the warrant, and then a team of us had to travel to South Carolina to arrest her out there.
By plane or car?
We flew by plane.
If you had a defendant on all these phone calls by, I guess some of the phone calls we've heard were, I keep pointing there because that's, I'm used to looking at, but my speaker is, but if you had these phone calls from February 15th, 16th, 17th, mid-February 2020, you've got a defendant who's telling a lot of different stories, admitting that she knew there was Gannon's blood, admitting that something happened and Gannon was possibly dead. Why not make an arrest then, mid-February?
It's not really our decision. It would be the decision of the district attorney to determine when we have enough to get an arrest warrant.
Okay, so that was the call of the DA?
Mhm.
Okay. Just a second, Your Honor.
All right.
I don't have anything else. Thank you, Special.
Mr. Allen?
Do you remember if the arrest warrant was issued on February 28th, 2020 at 1:26 p.m.?
I don't remember the exact date, so I can't confirm that.
Okay. What day did you travel to South Carolina to effectuate that arrest?
Again, I'm sorry, I don't recall the exact date as to when we did.
Okay. Was it early March,
Yes.
which would be very close in time to February 28th if the arrest warrant was issued that date?
Yes, sir, it would be.
Okay. We've already gone over this with another witness, but from your perspective, what do you have to have before you can determine that somebody's able to be arrested?
Well, we'd have to have probable cause that the person has been murdered. So without Gannon's body being found, we don't know that he actually was murdered at that time.
The lack of a body, can that cause difficulties in both the investigation and then ultimately the prosecution effort?
Yes, because if he'd actually been kidnapped, we wouldn't have a homicide investigation, obviously.
Have you been involved with other no-body homicide investigations?
Yes,
Are there inherent difficulties present because there's no body?
yes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Do any of the jurors have any questions for Special Agent Cronin? No? All right. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. Prosecution, call your next witness, please.
We call Johnny Grusing.
And last name again?
Grusing, sorry, Grusing.
Mr. Grusing, if you would step forward and raise your right hand, please, sir. A little further. You swear affirm the testimony about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes, I do. Go ahead and have a seat in the witness stand. Please watch your step as you step into the stand.
Good afternoon, sir. Will you please introduce yourself to our jury and then spell your name for the record?
My name is Jonathan Grusing. Last name is Grusing.
Mr. Grusing, what do you do currently for work?
I am Director of Safety and Security for Douglas County School District.
Let's pause for a second. Let's read the poll real quick. Okay, the poll says I got 16 votes over here. Do you think her defense lawyers after court went straight to happy hour after court? And 6% says no way, Donna. 56% says of course they did, Donna. And 38% said might had a shot before court. That's right. Dealing with this lunatic, they probably did have a shot before court. God bless him. But you know what? Yes, everybody's entitled to be represented. You know, that's why we have a defense. But I think about 90% of their clients are guilty. You know it. You got a stack of evidence proving you got cameras, you got videos, audios, DNA. You did it. And then they tell you, I want to plead not guilty. I didn't do it. How do you defend this person? I mean, like, how do you... This must be hard for them. It must be hard to pull up something. Just like that case with that psycho Sarah. She wants to put out battered spouse syndrome. Are you kidding me? You put him in a suitcase, and when he said, Sarah, honey, I can't breathe. And what did she say? That's my name. Don't wear it out. You're done. Once the jury hears that tape and they see that video, you're done, Sarah. Psycho Sarah, you're done. That's it. Ooh, I can't wait to cover that case. Oh my gosh, you just don't know. All right, let's get back to it.
How long have you been doing that?
Not quite 2 years.
What did you do before that?
I was a special agent with the FBI in Denver.
How long had you been with the FBI?
Almost 25 years.
What kind of training and education did you have that allowed you to do that job?
I got an undergraduate degree in management, Texas Tech University, got a master's degree there as well in business. I worked in Dallas for 4 years while I was basically biding time to try to get into the FBI.
What kind of experience or positions, I should say, or roles did you play with the FBI?
So I was a special agent the entire 25 years. For my first 2 years, I worked terrorism matters. And for my last 23, I was primarily violent crime matters.
What kind of cases did you work on as far as violent crime investigations?
Up until 2006, I primarily...
I'm gonna pick up the speed a little bit on this guy talking. Okay, let's pick up the speed just a little bit. All right, we on 1.25, but we're gonna kick it up to 1.5. I just kind of went a little bit slow when she go through her ramp, you know, so you can make sure you hear it. But with this guy, I think we can get it. All right, but if you need to slow it down, you can slow it down on your end. You'll be good. We can do it that way, or just flow with me. All right, let's get it.
We worked kidnappings, fugitives, bank robbers, some federal jurisdiction crimes, like if there was a homicide in the prison. It was mainly that until 2006. And in that year, I was assigned a serial killer case. It was an informant of ours who the FBI did not know he was going around killing people and enjoying it. And I spent 15 years working that case. And that got me working closely with the profiling unit, which is called the behavior analysis unit. I worked with them from 2006 until my retirement.
What is the behavioral analysis unit?
It is a unit of supervisors with the FBI. They've also now incorporated homicide detectives, other federal agencies like ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. And they are basically a consult of experts in different categories. Like we'll have cybercrime is a new one.
Thank you, Francine, for the blessing. Give Alaska back to Russia. Leticia. Al, another red flag. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Terrorism or threats, crimes against children, and crimes against adults.
How is, I guess, either that discipline or that unit, how is it used in criminal investigations?
So for my serial killer case, since I had never worked anything like that before, they consulted with me of how to approach someone like that, how someone like that functions, and how we might be able to find his victims, because we just had missing people at that time. So they taught me how behavior works. I went to a lot of their in-services. I eventually became the coordinator for Colorado as an arm for the behavior analysis unit to both assist local agencies in some profiling type matters, but also to hook up local departments with the profiling unit. So I was basically an extension of them to Colorado. And following that case in 2006, I kept getting assigned other cases where I could utilize the profiling unit on whether it's missing children, missing adults, strange homicides, serial rapists, those sorts of things.
I guess, how do you use that behavior patterns, or however you want to use the term, in trying to determine or help you as you're interviewing people?
So in attending.
Okay, I'm being hit hard with these blessings this evening. Well, thank you, Delia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Go Donna appreciates. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the commentary. I'm glad everybody's enjoying the commentary. And I'm glad everybody's getting it. You know, we have to look really deep into things. And we also need to teach the future, and that's these children. Big time. Thank you for the blessings, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, resume.
A lot of their in-services, but even more so in working with people who did awful things, took other people's lives. The profiling unit had tested that people follow a certain pattern of behavior, and knowing that pattern assists us in how to approach them and possibly get them to talk to us. It's not an accusatory manner. It's more of a manner on where we try to think like the offender, someone who's done an awful thing, and try to help that person wrestle with what they've done, and even almost explain to them what they've done and assist them in moving forward. So it's looking at the crime as best we can from the offender's viewpoint and trying to understand that person.
Does thinking like the offender work in a generalized sense, or is it better to know something about the investigation itself and things that that person may have been doing or saying while the investigation is unfolding?
Yeah, it requires a lot of homework. That's what they taught me, because when we would send a case to the profiling unit, they would digest it completely. It's not some magic formula where they know how people think. They would read the entire case reports. They would ask a lot of questions of the investigator, and then they would just give the investigator some thoughts on how they might move forward. It's not, they would never dictate, this is what you should do. They would say, here are some considerations you might have in dealing with a person like you're dealing with today. The transition for me out of the FBI and really towards the school district was in 2013. This was after the Sandy Hook attack on the first graders. I started getting yearly training, and it was more in depth on pathways of violence, because we as the FBI were trying to prevent school attacks in particular. So every year we would do more in-depth study on behavior patterns, and we as people, how we go down a pathway of violence before we do something. And so that got me talking to a lot of school districts for the next 8 years or so, which eventually led to the job that I'm doing today.
So when you're talking about pattern of behavior, you're not talking, then it doesn't sound like a generalized pattern of behavior. This would be a very specific pattern of behavior for a specific person in case.
Yes, they call it the pathway of violence. And both the FBI and the Secret Service have studied that for years and years.
What do you mean when you say that phrase, pathway of violence?
It means that we as human beings exhibit almost predictors before we do something we're going to regret later. It starts with a grievance. A grievance means something that you perceive is done wrong to you. And so then you have to wrestle with how you're going to deal with that. And you have an idea of how to deal with it. And that sometimes for us is not a healthy idea. If we have stabilizers in our life, we'll go back and figure out a better way to deal with things. From there, we go to planning. And that's if you're going down an unhealthy or a violent pathway, you'll start planning what you're going to do. You take steps of preparation. Then you do what's called a breach. A breach is that you enter into almost a point of no turning back, and then you do an attack. And we studied that for years and years to try to prevent school attacks. And that's what I still do today with the school district. If we see a student or even an adult struggling with that pathway of violence, we try to find out what that grievance is and if they're on a pathway to harm themselves or other people.
So in your experience, have you actually seen this pathway of violence go all the way through that pathway where it does lead to some violent act?
Absolutely.
How did you get involved in the investigation of Gannon Stauch's disappearance?
I had been assisting the Colorado Springs FBI resident agency. It's a smaller satellite down here I was stationed up in Denver on numerous cases if they involved missing adults, missing children, just to come in and assist them with whatever help I could give from the profiling unit. And the supervisor, John Cronin, had asked me to come assist with the Gannon Stauch case.
What was your role in the investigation?
I didn't come in until about a little over 2 weeks later, and the investigators, both FBI and El Paso sheriffs, just asked me to listen to one of Leticia's phone calls to, I believe it was Al, and see if I can assist, because they had no idea where Gannon was, and to see what we could do as far as where do we go from here, because they believed that she was misdirecting the authorities and wasn't assisting in the investigation. So after listening to the phone call, I spoke with Al, the dad, and with the investigative team and said, I do believe if we don't accuse Leticia of killing Gannon, that she would continue to talk with us and maybe give us clues to what happened to him.
So did that become a strategy for you as you proceeded to help out with this investigation to not accuse her directly?
Yes.
Why did you believe that if you avoided making an accusation that she would continue to speak?
She had already shown a propensity to change her story to fit the facts of the case. And I had seen that in prior offenders as well. And I figured that if we could just keep approaching.
Just a second. Yes, you may.
I see Francine back at it again, throwing the blessings. Resume it. No, yada, da, yada, da. Thank you again. Thank you again. Hugs and kisses to you. Thank you.
So, Mr. Grusing, so we were talking about that pathway of violence and how you use your experience to guide your strategy with this particular case. What about this jury's heard a bunch of phone calls already, heard testimony that you were involved with both the planning and carrying out of these consensually recorded phone calls. Was it also part of your strategy to get her to just keep talking because she would give information sort of on the margins?
Yes, she was the last person to be with Gannon, and she was our best source of information. But we being the FBI, had different teams looking at computers, phones, cars, her travel. But our best source to find out what happened to Gannon was to maintain communication with Leticia. And that was my goal, was just to have Al keep talking with her so we could find out what happened to him.
On all of these recorded consensual phone calls that involve Mr. Stauch and the defendant, is it fairly consistent that the defendant would show more concern for herself than helping find Gannon, or what might even have happened to Gannon?
Yes, it was.
Was the defendant at the center of her own universe in that regard?
She was.
Did you have, prior to the phone calls, had you ever had any interaction with her before?
No.
During the phone calls, did you have any chance to see her?
No,
Did you eventually have a chance to see her?
I did.
What was that?
It was once an arrest warrant was drafted, and we being an investigative team with El Paso County Sheriff's Office and FBI on March 2nd, arrested her, and I spoke with her in South Carolina.
The person that you went there to arrest and then interview, is she here in the courtroom?
She is.
Will you identify her, please, by pointing to where she's sitting, describing what she's wearing?
She's sitting at that table wearing a red shirt.
Between the two defense attorneys?
Correct.
All right, at this time, I'd ask that the record reflects he's identified the defendant.
What he really meant to say was the lunatic over there with the red shirt. Look at her. How can you do this to a child? I'm telling you, how can you do some... When I be listening to these crime stories and the stuff that these people do, you have to be serving the devil. There's no other way. You have to be serving the devil. There's no way. With me, I would date any man who doesn't believe in God. It's just not happening. Just not happening. These people is crazy. You have to be serving the devil to do something like this. I thought you was going to get away with it. A child. Children are innocent. Well, you know, you do got some crazy ones. I have talked about that, but I'm just saying. This wasn't the case here. Probably did everything he could to make her happy. That's why I don't understand. There had to be some signs, Al. Why, Al? This is what I'm talking about, Al. Let's talk a little bit, Al. You know, your son had to say something to you because she couldn't just snap that day. She had to been mean towards your son. She had to been like, you know, let's say he came up and said, "Oh, I'm hungry. Get out of my face. Leave me alone. Well, you gonna eat that? I don't care if you don't like it." You know, just little things like that. Maybe shake him. I mean, your son didn't come to you and say these things? There was something? I'm just saying, these are all my thoughts and opinions. Because it couldn't be that day she just snapped and turned into a monster. She had to been doing some stuff to this boy ahead of time. And you have to listen to your children. You have to. I'm just saying, just my thoughts on it. Let's get back to it.
The record was overflexed.
Mr. Grusing, was it also consistent that this defendant would mislead the investigation?
Yes, that's correct.
Give us what you mean by that.
Well, in her conversations with Al, she was pretending to be in Colorado Springs when we knew she was in South Carolina. Her stories changed, and it really affected the law enforcement response for her to say Gannon walked away to a friend's house versus being abducted or something that would cause a greater and more intense law enforcement response initially. And then, as I'm sure the jury's aware, the stories kept changing.
How does that dynamic, where the last person to see an 11-year-old child alive is giving these sometimes very wildly divergent statements as to what happened, how does that affect the investigation?
Well, it makes it difficult, but someone like Leticia can't help but giving out facts in the case while she's making up these stories. The stories are to avoid punishment for her possibly being responsible for what.
Basically, these monsters, as they keep talking and talking, they throw their own self under the bus. That's what she basically did. She threw her own self under the bus. That's what they do. You just got to be patient and listen to them. And if you really listen intently to them, you realize they throwing their own self under the bus because they stupid. Yep, they a bunch of idiots. Let's get back to it.
What happened to being found guilty. And in my experience, that is what, both in my experience as an interviewer with the FBI and what I learned from working with the behavior analysis unit, that's what we as human beings do, is we fabricate and we misdirect to avoid punishment.
Was it consistent in this case that different times during these recorded phone calls that she would try to shift blame to other people?
Yes,
Did that include Al Stauch?
it did.
Did it include Landon Hyatt, Gannon's mother?
It did.
Did it include Landon's ex-husband, Mike?
Yes.
Were there other people that she would try to shift blame to that were known entities, known people that were real?
Yes.
I want to jump into now, I'm sure everybody's very excited about this, but some more of these recorded phone calls. We've previously had admitted and published a number of these phone calls through prior witnesses. But before we jump into that, how were you involved in this specific process of preparing Mr. Stauch for these calls?
So I would meet with Al along with our team in the morning early before we knew the phone calls would happen. First of all, to check on how he's doing, see if he got any texts through the night, and then to prepare him mentally for what would be a very difficult day of getting news stories of what happened to Gannon. And to watch him was difficult on us as investigators because Leticia was describing a lot of trauma happening to Gannon through this. It's forms of blood gushing and injuries to face and knees, and it just would keep coming, and it was difficult for him to take that in as Gannon's father, but he maintained a very even keel, and I think we were able to help him do that. It was very difficult for him not to accuse Leticia, but Al was also able to refrain from doing that as well.
Would you see physical reactions in Mr. Stauch as these descriptions are coming out?
Yes.
Was it important while you're doing this with Mr. Stauch to protect the viability of the investigation, meaning instructing him that he couldn't talk to people outside the investigation about these calls?
Yes, he knew that, and as far as I know, he adhered to that.
Okay. So I want to jump into People's Exhibit, and hold on just a second. People's Exhibit number 54, which was previously admitted through Mr. Stauch's testimony. It's a pre-tell or these consensual calls that was recorded on February 16, 2020. This one is 4 minutes and 22 seconds.
Right. I think you can stay in the stand for that one. And from the podium.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah.
So I just got off the phone with your girl, Nicole, and then I talked to the investigative reporter. You know what I found out?
What?
I found out where Quincy is. So
Okay.
we're making progress. His family at the house believes he's been in Mexico for over 2 years and hasn't been back.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
How do you know?
Oh, okay, whatever. You're not going to listen to me.
I did. I listened to you.
And make up these stories. Really?
No, I listened to you. I listened to your contact of Nicole. I listened to her, the person she sent, okay, who was the investigative reporter that you were referencing. So all that was true. So thank you for telling the truth on that, okay? The part that's not true is Quincy Brown. He's been in Mexico for 2 years. Quincy Brown is not involved in this.
Mexico? You don't know Mexico.
That's what his family said. That's what his family said.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the family said Mexico?
Yeah, because they've been looking for him too, believe it or not. Go figure.
Yeah, sure.
So why the misinformation? Why are you telling me not true? Okay, the news people said this was misinformation.
Is everyone able to hear it? Because it looked like my internet is tripping out a little bit. Can everybody hear it? Not robot. Because this is important to hear, because this is when it comes out that Quincy was a big pack of lies. All right, I'll get back to it.
That's why they're not running your story. Okay?
I didn't give him.
Yeah, you did. You gave him Quincy Brown. You gave him misinformation. You gave him a story. Okay?
I didn't give it any new story.
Yeah, Nicole's a news person. You know that. You called her and did an interview with her or statement or whatever. So yeah, you did give her misinformation. That's what they called it. That's what they called it. You should call them back and cuss them out. Don't talk to me like this. You gave them misinformation.
Okay. That's who the ID said. That's what it is.
Okay, that's who the ID said, and somebody's took his ID from 2 years ago and is now.
You need to figure that out because he's not messed up.
So that's what I'm doing, trying to figure it out. Okay, and you're not working with me here. You said you want to be an involved parent. I'm just blown away because you say you want to be an involved parent. You sent me a picture of this dude. Okay, where'd you get the picture from?
Nicole, this is it. I said yes.
Okay, so Nicole sent you the picture. You've also got messages from this dude. Okay, and he never says who he is.
Somebody
Yeah.
said they cook.
I got it, but it never said, "Hey, this is Quincy. Send me my money." You know, and the guy.
Everybody said that's what he looks like.
Okay.
Then he's Gannon in Mexico.
But you-
He's a stupid Mexico. That's perfect. I said, you want people to.
Okay, but you said that he wasn't in Mexico. Now you're saying he's in Mexico. They said he was there for 2 years.
I said people can go back and forth to Mexico. That should be an indicator to you right there.
Yeah, but you know what? But you check it out though. Check it out though. He's been wanted for over 2 years. If he came back and forth across the border in the past month, they would have stopped him because he's a wanted man. Okay.
No, they wouldn't.
And you just said it's perfect that Gannon's in Mexico. That's one of the worst places on the world right now.
Okay, Francie, I slowed it down to 1.25. That should be a little bit better. I know, because with her, she's talking fast anyway, and then so it's kind of hard to hear it. So I did slow it down. Hopefully this is good for you. All right, resume. I'm going to rewind it just a pinch.
I said yes.
Okay, so Nicole sent you the picture. You've also got messages from this dude. Okay, and he never says who he is.
Somebody
Yeah.
said they cook.
I got it, but it never said, "Hey, this is Quincy. Send me my money." You know, and the guy.
Everybody said that's what he looks like.
Okay.
Then he's Gannon in Mexico.
For 2
He's a stupid Mexico. That's perfect. I said, you want people to.
Okay, but you said that he wasn't in Mexico. Now you're saying he's in Mexico. They said he was there for 2 years.
I said people can go back and forth to Mexico. So that should be an indicator to you right there.
Yeah, but you know what? But you got check it out though. Check it out, though. He's been wanted for over 2 years. If he came back and forth across the border in the past month, they would have stopped him because he's a wanted man. Okay.
No, they would.
And you just said it's perfect that Gannon's in Mexico. That's one of the worst places on the world right now.
It's an area for his.
For who? What's wrong is my son's missing, and you keep lying to me. Okay, that's what's wrong, Tisha. That's what's wrong. Okay, fine. Give me my son back. Tell the truth. Give me my son back. Yeah. Where's he at then? Who has him? You haven't answered not one of my questions.
Do that.
Well, guess what? I don't want you to call me back because you're not doing nothing but lying to me and sending me in a different direction than what you know is the truth.
Okay, whatever. Good for you. Thank you.
Yep. All right.
So, Mr. Grusing, just a couple of preliminary things. There was a word of Nicole in this particular call. Were you aware of who Nicole was?
Yes,
Who is that?
she was a local news reporter.
Okay. And then Quincy, we've had some prior testimony on this from other folks as well. But this is that Quincy Brown.
Correct.
Any indication that he was involved in this case?
No.
What is important from your perspective as an investigator with your years of experience regarding this particular phone call?
Again, Leticia is not taking any responsibility for Gannon being missing. She actually, as Al was able to catch, was almost relieved or pleased that he might be in Mexico, that might even be a possibility. And we had already found out by this point that Quincy Brown was a fugitive on a wanted page. And like I think you'd said prior testimony, it had already been vetted that he was in Mexico.
Okay. When we talk about misdirection, is this an example of that misdirection as applied to the investigation by the defendant herself?
Yes.
Next, want to jump into People's Exhibit number 55, another one of these recorded phone calls admitted previously under Mr. Stauch's testimony. This is 18 minutes and 42 seconds long, and it's occurred on February 16th, 2020 at 2:34 p.m.
And you said 18 minutes?
Yes, sir. A little over 18 minutes.
All right, Mr. Grusing, you can go ahead and step down and sit in the back. This is played. Are you still playing it from?
What the judge said, oh, did you say 18 minutes? So now the judge is probably texting his wife and saying, honey, you know that whiskey, that old whiskey up there? I'm going to need it tonight. I got you, babe. I'll have it set for you when you come home. This woman would drive you nuts. I know she was one of those annoying girls in high school. She couldn't keep friends for long. That type of girl in high school that always wanted to take everybody's man. You know those types? Y'all know those types, girls? You know, there was always that one in high school. Miss Hottie Pants. Always want to take somebody's man. Can't find her own. You witch. Reason.
There.
February 16th.
Are you still playing it from there, Mr. Allen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is about that under. Yeah.
What?
Do what?
What?
I'm just trying to help get to the bottom of this, teacher, like you said in the message. Like, I'm just trying to do this for Gannon.
Yeah, but this whole time, for 3 weeks, you've been just like all these people. So you know what? I'm be just like too. Full of speculation, full of lies, full of craziness. I'm be fucking crazy as hell, just like them.
So you're starting that now?
The truth, huh?
You're starting that now is what you're telling me?
No, I'm telling you, no, that's just what, I mean, that's how you treat it.
Maybe I can answer that for you. I think it's just more of the lust. See, men's weakness, yeah, we're going to call it out. And y'all know it's true, so I don't want to hear it. Sex. Sex, and more sex. And I think he got caught up with the lust. Maybe she was giving him the sex that he used to get from his wife, but he no longer gets it. Or the sex that he's getting from her that he never experienced before, so he's just going out of his mind. Or it's just a new set of cookies. It was something new. A new batch of cookies for him. You know, that's what it was. He got caught up. He got caught up in the sex, lust. It wasn't love, it was lust. And you see, these narcissists and sociopaths, they study you before they get with you. She studied him. She studied him for a minute to find out what his weaknesses, what he likes, what he don't like. And this happens vice versa. Men do it to women too. That's what it was. He got caught out there. See, like they say, the devil comes in pretty packages. Resume.
No.
That I've been sitting there playing into your game and all the listening and people. You think I'm stupid?
No, I'm just trying to like I said, I'm just trying to get to the truth and get to Gannon. I mean, you think I'm stupid.
You wanted to get to Gannon?
Yeah.
And you think I'm not gonna fucking be a fucking crazy ass? You think that for a second? You think I'm not smart enough now? Oh, I've invested a lot because, oh my God, I worked at the ground you walked on.
Okay, but that being said, why would you give me Nicole's number?
I don't.
Okay. No, well, that's fine. That's fine. We're miles away from that. So,
Miles away from what?
Miles away from the truth. First of all, because this Quincy guy's been gone for 2 years. The news said that, not me. Okay. All right. The news said that. They also got a confirmation from the sheriff. Okay, that this guy was not involved. Period. It's misinformation.
That's what they say. Then they have the answer.
Okay. Well, but between me and you, why can't we just move past Quincy? Okay.
Because you're not trying to move forward in your life with your wife and your family. And as long as you treat me like that, act like that, I'm going to be the same damn way.
Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out.
You treat me like shit.
Okay. All right.
You think I'm supposed to come be your hero?
Okay. Listen, I am trying to get past that point because with Quincy being involved in this.
You don't have anywhere to live and no food. And you still been lay up in a hotel?
Yeah, but you had me believe in Quincy until the news in the El Paso told me it wasn't true.
But no, you don't care.
I do. No.
Don't fucking matter to you.
Okay, so you've been telling me stories this whole time. Is that what you're telling me? You've been lying to me intentionally.
Why not?
So
Because
you got to know. I think you're freaking out because I don't even have to tell you. You know that Quincy being not legit anymore is not good for you, and it's not good for Gannon.
Okay.
All right, so listen. I want to start over with this. Okay, I want to start over, and I got you. I got you, and I want you.
If you had me, you would have dated me for 2 weeks.
Okay, but listen. When I started talking to you on the phone, the most honest you've been to me in this whole freaking process is when you asked me and you showed me that you cared and love for me. You asked me, you said, Albert, do you love me? And then I answered and I said yes, right?
No, Albert, you don't.
No, but no, listen to me. I said yes, okay?
Get on the phone with and tell them all how many. Tell them.
I said yes, and what you said, okay? What you said, if this was an accident, will you stand by me? And I said yes. I said I will stand by you if this was an accident.
Many people did you start texting and telling them that I'm lying? I just want to know because this is where I know. This is why I know you never were trusted through the whole 2 weeks.
I didn't get on the phone and text nobody about this. And I know you're surprised by that. You can be, okay?
Whatever. You ain't told a soul about no names or nothing.
The only person I've been talking about is the fact that Quincy Brown, with this, whatever Nicole Fiaro told me, okay, that the El Paso County Sheriff, so you said, call, I did exactly what you said. I trusted in you. I got in touch with them. So you don't even want to talk about Gannon. You're not talking about Gannon. You're talking about you, okay?
No, this is not about ticket.
It is about you. That's not true, Gannon, because you're somewhere, you're healthy and talking to me. Gannon's not. That's why it's about Gannon, okay? All right? Like I said, I want your honesty. The most honest you've been.
Even understand any of it. If I try to tell you that your baby mama has something to do with it, you're not going to believe me, but she did.
Okay, then let's prove it. Give me the proof.
So you fucking left at hotels with her?
I'm not. I haven't once. I told you that. I don't care. You could accuse me all you want to, like you've done for 5 years. Okay? I don't have nothing to hide.
You won't even tell me anything. You haven't had the decency to tell me anything about nothing. You start kicking me off, kicking me out of the car, but you saw her every day, though, didn't you?
Not really, actually.
No, because he's your children's mother, right?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And you have information that you're not telling me, and you have the chance to show that you're better than her. Okay? If she's involved in this, let's take her down. If
you go make a statement that you are standing by your wife did, and then see what you did.
Okay, if you sit right here, do that. Okay? If you sit right. No, absolutely not. I'm not putting you down at all. You told me the closest we've been to the truth. I'm gonna keep saying this is when you asked me if I loved you, and I said yes. Okay, and then you said if it was an accident, and then you said stand by me. Okay, so that I think that's the closest to the truth we've been. That something happened. It was an accident, and that's the most.
Something happened. It was an accident. Where the hell did I put Gannon? What you think? What the rest of the people think? You think it was an accident that I heard in and did away with it?
Listen, hold on. And I'm going to tell you the truth right now. I'm not worried about Gannon right now. Okay. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about standing by you. The only way you're going to,
Tell me what I want.
I'm not telling you what you want to hear. The only way to move forward with this is that it was an accident, which I think is the truth, and that you freaked out. And I told you that over and over and over again. Accidents happen. People freak out with accidents. They will understand that. Okay, but the fact that you sent me on a 3-day chase of Quincy Brown, which is misinformation and not true, okay, that's not good for you. What is good for you is that we can make it through this going down the road of an accident. No, I'm telling you the truth.
10% of people don't make it through. If I hadn't saved Gannon's life in a fire, you'd still be treating me the same way.
You saved his life from a fire?
If I didn't, if I
Francine, good that you it's good for you. Good. Melvia, haven't seen you in a minute, and blessings to you. What my girl have to say? Hey Don, this is getting to be so heartbreaking to me. This poor child had to deal with adult kids and then got killed because of stupid BS. That is true. What a shame. This is sad. All right, resume. Get back to it.
didn't, God knows, because I couldn't figure out where the hell the fire was coming from. And then I went downstairs, you haven't dumped on you for a second. If that house was on fire, Gannon would not be alive. Oh, but
No, I said you that from day one, that you did what you had to do there. But how did you save his life? Okay, what was it from? The accident of the candle that Gannon did, or what? That's what.
out, had I just laid back down, because I'd already cut the darn alarm off.
Yeah, but you're a good person. You're a good mom. That's what good people do. Okay, so that's never been in question. Okay, the fact that you're a good person, that just comes natural. Okay, the fact that what happened subsequent to that, what happened after that, was just further, like, made the accident 10 times. It compounded it 10 times, and now it's got way out of hand. But that's the only way we get out of this, is to figure out what the accident was and go from there. I can't hear you.
I'm asking somebody, because we don't have any food.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I do. All right, thanks. That's really great, right? Albert,
Yeah, I'm here.
told you every single day. I woke up every single day and told you. I want to tell you that I'm this bad person and something bad. I want to tell you all that. I do.
Why?
Because that is what you think. You have trashed me to everyone.
I have not. Prove it. I have not trashed you to no one. I have not put anything out in the public intentionally so we could get to the bottom of this, me and you, okay? And here we are, trying to get to the bottom of it.
I'm sure you had your family thinking I'm a murderer.
My family's not even here. I'm all alone again. I told you that. My family just wants to find their nephew, their grandson, their cousin, okay? That's what they want. How about Lena, their brother? Lena's losing her mind because her brother's missing.
You think I don't want to see Lena?
I didn't say see Lena. I said Lena's freaking out because Gannon's missing. What are you talking about?
No, I said I do want to see Lena.
I didn't say you didn't want to see her. Why? Where did that come from? I said my mom's worried about her grandson. Okay. My siblings are worried about their nephew. Their children are worried about their cousin. And then I said Lena's worried about her brother. And you said you want to see Lena. Well, everybody wants to see Gannon. Everybody.
No, not Albert.
Okay. Everybody wants to see Gannon. And if it was, and I'm trying to get you to understand that if this was just an accident and it got out of hand and you panicked or whoever panicked, okay, that's something we can make it through. Okay. You can make it through that.
You're not going to believe that, because you're going to think.
No, fine. Gannon panicked. No, I'm not blaming you. I said it was an accident. Accidents really have no one to blame. If an accident happens.
Okay, I was trying to be a cool parent. I already told you that. We pushed the bed together. You were talking about having to sleep over.
Okay.
We were just acting crazy. Okay, I already told you that NFL busted his lip in his nose. That's where the blood came from. Don't be thinking there's some crime scene to kick everybody out of the home when that's not even. Nothing happened to Gannon, deadly, hurtful, anything like that in the home. I'm sick of it. I'm supposed to help people when people won't even move past that. I told you this morning. That was the accident I was talking about.
Okay, so there was an accident with Gannon. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. So what next? That's what I, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Feeling horrible. He's absolutely feeling horrible because we had a fire, we had to run out. He's thinking, and whatever you're going to say, you're going to be like, oh, whatever. You're not going to let me just tell you.
Oh, hitting again with the blessings. Thank you again. Thanks for covering Gannon's story, bringing it to the light. You are so welcome, and thank you to everybody here. Thank you to everybody who's supporting my channel. I appreciate it, and you getting this with the red flags and everything. Like I said, I do these trials and crime stories and emanations and advices so we can look out for these, the signs, stuff that we can prevent this from happening. Because this poor angel, he didn't deserve this. In such a horrific way. Such a horrific way. Thank you again for the blessings. Thank you. Resume.
And be genuine. Unless you just be like, baby, how can you, even deal with this? Because I'm dealing with it hard and comfort each other. You're not going to do that. You think it's not killing me? Do you think that for a second?
No, I know it's killing you. I know how you are when, because you're a good mom and you're a good person. And when things don't go perfect, I know how you are.
Albert, do you love me?
Yes.
Okay. What is the truth? Are you going? Don't have to make no promises. Are you going to make this stand by your wife?
I told you that the other day. I will stand by you. Yes.
And I said, are you going to make this right?
Yeah, we're going to make this whole situation right.
I'm talking about with our family.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about, is our family. I said that from day one and every day. This is about our family.
Okay? He's just shocked because all he kept thinking about is how he was supposed, I don't know what somebody was supposed to be sending him for online on Amazon. I don't know what promises people had made. I don't know about any kind of promises that people made about coming in March. I don't know about any of that. I just know he was upset thinking, A, he was not going to get any of those promises. He was upset about the whole camera thing. And he kept saying to me that he messes up everything. Say that to me. And I get saying that that's why he didn't let Gannon go to school. He felt horrible with himself. He felt really bad with himself. He was very upset. So we go on our same trip. We went on everything about the bike. We did all that. All that's true. We did all that. We go to Petco. We did all that.
Okay.
Then we leave. We're going to first go meet somebody about the bike. Then end up and I realized that I didn't think somebody was following us. That's the God's trick. Because when I got on, they got it. I got a turn, they got it. Where God, I thought somebody was following us the whole time. Anyway, so I realized that I didn't have phone for directions, so I turned around. Come back up to Petco. Go back into Petco again, still playing the glitch. He said whatever. So back us up for a second. If you think for a second on some video, he might have been whatever, he had busted his nose and his mouth. Did you think I want to send him to school like that? Honestly. Did you?
I mean, obviously not.
Okay. I did. And then I was just feeling so sorry. He didn't have that first. It was therapy. They were a little bit bumpy, but I was able to jump on it and put it out. So then we go back to Petco and I said again, hey, we are gonna have to hurry up, get back and get Lena. Albert, when I got back, Gannon was not in the car. At all. I didn't even know that he wasn't in the car.
From when you left Petco?
Feel horrible because I feel like one of those people that didn't realize that they left their baby in the car. Do you realize how freaked out? People want to know why I run around everywhere, why my GPS went everywhere for days, because I tried looking. Now I have to sit back and have people fuss at me and say, first of all, where's Gannon? I don't know. I told you this from the beginning. I don't know. I don't. You think it's not driving me insane? I don't know. You think I don't have to feel like whatever I said something about the music? I didn't even pay attention. He's always just so quiet. I wasn't even thinking. surely maybe he thinks he feels horrible.
Yeah.
Gonna call this person or do whatever, and he'll be back home. That's it. And you think I don't have to live with this every single day? Hello?
I'm here. I'm just listening.
See? Now you're just listening. I give you what you want and you're just listening.
Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to pick holes in it? I promised you I'd listen. You asked me to listen. I promise it.
Oh, so now there's holes to pick in it?
That's not. Yeah, I mean, I can if you want me to. You want to do that?
There's no holes to pick in it.
All right, listen. I'm done. Okay. Because we started off talking about an accident. Okay. Now basically we got another Quincy Brown. So what's this guy's name? Okay. When you come up with that, when you come up with the next person's name, you call me back. All right.
Mr. Grusing, if you would resume your seat in the witness stand, or remind you, sir, that you're still under oath.
One of the benefits of doing it this way is you get your steps in while you're still testifying.
Appreciate that.
The whispering that we hear in the background, is that you and Al just conversing and you giving him tips on how to go forward?
Yeah, one of us on the team.
Okay. The accident suggestion, do you remember that at the very beginning of this where Al suggests, was there some accident kind of thing?
I do.
What was the strategy behind suggesting an accident?
By now, we as a team had been able to shoot down the Eduardo story, and now the Quincy Brown story, because we had put him in Mexico. Leticia knew that that story wasn't going to be able to move forward with Al. And as you can see, she wants a relationship with Al. And we decided to do both the accident scenario and remind Leticia that she's a good person and a good parent, and see if she would give us something else as far as a clue we could move forward with.
Is that essentially building an escape hatch for her to take that gives her potentially some less exposure?
Yes,
Did she take advantage of that?
she did.
Okay, in what way?
Well, she described again more injuries to Gannon about, I believe it was busting a lip, and I couldn't hear if it was a nose or something else that happened in the house. And then that's why she would call him out of school. She also continued to blame him, though, as a victim, of saying he was scared, he wasn't acting rightly, and a lot of those.
Oh, okay. What Black Lady Jane said. Take a look at the defense table. The energy of repulse. Everyone deserves a good defense, but does a good lawyer deserve Satan's daughter for a client? Woo! Woo, you came in hard. Exactly. How do they do it? Black Lady Jane, how do they do it? Because about 90% of their clients are guilty. They are guilty. This is hard. I know it's hard for them. It really is hard. All right, Della, what did Della have to say here? Here's a woman, not very smart, whose first identity with being hot, probably at 16. Ooh, yeah, 16. And she had in her life. Think about that as a mom. Ooh, y'all coming in hard. Love it, love it, love it. Reason. This is so sad. I just can't believe a person could do something like this to another person. You see like cats running in the streets or a dog, and you just like stop, and then you just like, you want to make sure you don't hit them. And I know I'd be like, I have to pull over for a second. Oh my gosh, almost hit the angel. But this piece of crap don't care. Who are you to decide if a person's supposed to live or die? Who are you to make that call? Only God can make that call. Who are you to do that? You're going to hell in a handbasket. Yes, you are. Resume.
Sorts of responsibilities landed on Gannon. And then she calls him out of school, but now she has him being abducted, it sounds like, from the Petco, and now we don't have a new suspect to chase.
Is this a new development in her evolution of stories that now an abduction, kidnapping has occurred outside of the home?
Yes.
Petco, I should say,
Yes,
because there'd been the previous one of Quincy Brown up northern El Paso County, correct?
correct.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, I would like to jump into the next phone call previously admitted during Al Stauch's testimony. This is People's Exhibit 56. It's from February 17th, 2020 at 11:49 p.m. And it's 43 minutes long, so that may get us to a good break point after that one's done.
That will. And Mr. Grusing, you can go ahead and step down.
Playing now People's 56.
Doctor and all that other junk.
So you want to call her?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. One second.
Hello. What's up? Huh?
But just got back from the doctor.
What for?
Really?
Yeah.
I've already told you this, but I didn't have a period and I'm 5 weeks pregnant.
Okay. How'd it go? Was that you messaging me this morning from another number?
I don't know, just blame me for whatever.
No, I'm just asking. That way I know for sure. Huh?
I don't know. I don't know, Albert. I don't know. Just blame me for whatever.
Oh, it's not. No, we're not playing the blame game. I just wanted to know because there may have been some details that I wanted to talk about because it was obviously relevant to what the things we've been talking about over the past couple of days. So,
Yeah, you were thought that you were just calling to anything nice.
Tisha, you know what my mind's on. My mind's on Gannon, okay? And I told you I'd stand by you if we got to the truth. So, I mean, that's what my mind's on. My mind's on the truth about Gannon.
I've given you the truth. I've given it to you, and then I've given you 15 different things that were not true. Just to prove a point. Call it what you want. Call it crazy or making up stories or lying or whatever you want to call it. And go text people and tell them how horrible a person I am and I'm just lying and you're backing me in a corner. So that when you say something to people, I hope you know they're posting yourself online.
When I say something to who?
Anybody. Unless it's probably like legitimately people that you are blood related to, if they send it to anybody or anyone says they send it to their best friends in kindergarten, they're posting it online.
Well, I mean, I haven't said nothing to nobody, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm just telling you, that's probably you said about people calling you and stuff. That's probably how they got your number. But your number's online everywhere.
I know it is, and I mean,
People are posting messages that you supposedly sent to people. Just telling you. So, I mean, so, you know, whoever you be talking junk to or whatever to, people are putting it out there.
well, good for them. I mean,
I'm just telling you that to let you know, not to talk bad to you or talk about you or nothing. I'm just telling you that. Trust me, I did it. And I was getting accused of being with Mike, messages made up on me with being with Mike, all kinds of stuff. Like anything, you can know that. I'm just telling you that. These people are nut jobs.
yeah. So back to what you said a second ago. You told me that you made up all these stories to prove a point. Why would you tell me all these different stories? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, what point is there to prove other than the point of finding Gannon?
Because I cannot give you, no matter what I give you of how Gannon is missing, I can't give you the answer of how to get him.
Why? But you told me.
If you guys are there to question me, to check all Jose Baez law firm.
I just want to know why you told me all these different stories, but you told me you're telling me that you've given me the truth so many times, but then you say it's a bunch of different stories. So I don't understand what you're trying to say. I mean, the only thing okay, go ahead.
I'm not walking you through any more stories or truths. I'm not doing that. Because it does nothing for me but make me unhealthy, make me stressed, and I'm not in a position because I'm not eating to be like this. I'm just not healthy. And if you guys think that you're going to get me to kill myself or this is something I didn't do, you guys are all wrong. So the point on that is, if you're going to call me, only not to stand by my side, not to make any kind of statement to say that these people need to stop threatening your life. If you're not going to call me to do any of that in your family, then of course I'm just going to sit there and play into your game. If you're treating me like crap, which you've done, why would I treat you with any?
I didn't hear what you said. You broke up. Why would you treat me with what?
I said, if you're not treating me with compassion, kindness, with any kind of support, with any kind of help, you're not treating me with any of that. Why do I have to owe you any kind of the same respect back?
But I've offered that. I've offered that to you. Okay, I've offered that to you. I said I'll stand by you once we get the truth. Okay, that's what I've said the whole time, and I've told you that you can survive and you can get through this. Okay, it all comes down to the truth. That's the important point.
To get through something, for y'all to think that I'm going to make up something and get charged with something that I didn't even do. I'm not doing that. If you just think that.
I mean,
You're all dealing with things like, oh, you're a teacher. You never even said a kind word to me about anything like that. Do you think that I didn't think that was all a made-up thing?
You can listen. You're welcome to think whatever you want. I mean, you said you've loved me numerous times over the past couple of days, and I've replied with the same thing. Yes.
If you called me to say that to me, if you called me, I woke up in the morning and said, "Be kind to me. I love you." And it's nothing. Have you said anything to me?
I have, but the problem is what you're telling me is finding Gannon is conditional on what you want and what you need. That is what you're saying. The truth is conditional on that.
It's not. Do you not think if I knew for a second how to get Gannon, you would not be sitting there waiting on you like weeks ago?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the truth on that because I know what you've said, that an accident happened and that you panicked. And when you panic and bad things and things get out of control or whatever you said, they go downhill.
You didn't accept the accident about jumping on the bed. You didn't accept it.
I accepted that there was an accident that happened. You're absolutely right. I accepted that an accident happened and you panicked.
That's not what you did. That's not what you accepted. I told you the truth. You asked me about the bedroom, and I've already told you this.
But okay. Let's accept that accident happened, okay, for a moment. Okay, but you keep putting somebody else into the picture, okay, and that is absolutely bad for you. In the context of an accident or in the context of anything, if somebody else comes into the picture and you keep going down that road, if I'm sitting here and poking holes in it, okay, which I don't want to do, but it just doesn't jive with me. What do you think law enforcement's going to do? Okay, because
think about what law enforcement is going to do. Because Jose Baez is going to whistle the thread. I'm not worried about that.
Well,
I'm not worried about law enforcement because I didn't do anything wrong.
right, because it was an accident. We've established that. So why would Jose Baez have to rip anybody apart if you were involved in an accident?
That is, I never told you that anything was an accident other than what you asked me about the work. And I'm going to keep telling you that 14 times, and then you're going to get mad. You'll be screaming at me, hang up the phone. It's not a good enough answer.
But you did tell me there was an accident. You told me there was a fire, there was burns, there was a candle spill. You told me he accidentally stepped on a piece of wood.
You already knew all this.
Right, but those are the accidents that you said happened, that he got injured somehow from these accidents. That's what you said. I'm not putting words in your mouth.
You about them. I've already told you about this. He had a hard time just being basically a boy, barefooted.
Yeah, I know it. And he freaked out. I got it. He freaked out after the accidents happened. There was a couple different accidents that happened. He freaked out, got overwhelmed. Then what happened?
He never had that many accidents.
I agree. Okay, I agree. That's a lot in like 12 hours. That's a lot of accidents in 12 hours on one little field. Okay, whatever. I'm just using that as a random guess. Okay, I don't know the exact time frame.
Me explaining anything to you, if your people want more statements or whatever, they know I listened to you who I have as my representation in a pre-investigation. I listen that to you. I'm not going to sit here and walk down 15 more rows again with you for you to hang on, yell, eat green, and
I'm your husband. I'm not the sheriff. I'm your husband, and it's my son that's missing. Yes, he does. A father does. A father does. Okay. And once again, I'm trying to do this because I'm feeling the guilt of not being there to help him through all these accidents. Okay. So I'm trying to do what I can outside of the law enforcement. Okay. Because you don't freaking trust them anyways. And they've screwed a lot of this up. So I'm sitting here trying.
trust them?
Do I trust him? Not based on what I've seen. So that's why I'm going straight to you, straight to the last person that saw him.
I'm not. If I would be the last person that saw him, then I would be the person that has him.
So who was the last person that saw him? This is
Don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
So you don't know who it was.
I don't know anything. I just told you. I don't know anything because I've been emotionally beat down.
By who?
Emotionally beat down.
By who?
What?
By who's emotionally beat you down? Hello?
Albert, I understand that as a parent, you know that 100% of your mind is focused on someone that God gave you the ability to bring into this world. Okay? If anybody knows that, I understand that.
Well, but you're contradicting yourself because you told me.
Okay.
No.
I'm not even
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't have anything to say because as soon as I couldn't even finish the second part. I finished it without you attacking me.
Okay.
I see you, Star Cat, just creep through the back door. All right, what my girl have to say here? I think that she killed the little boy because she was jealous of the time and attention he gave his son. She wanted that time and tried to use grief to try and bond, I guess, with the dad, with the dad to be closer to her. That's a possibility because I was thinking about that too. That's a strong possibility. See, these monsters, they do that. They want attention. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you here. All right. Della says, Dog Kids, I agree. But because that baby boy was weak, makes her even worse. Nell G said, this witch is making my locks unravel. Still piss you off, right? Doesn't she? I get it. All right, what else we got here? Black Lady Jane says, Donna, PD, public defendant lawyers, I get some public defender, right? Public defendant lawyers was born with what my son calls the give a damn gene. He believes a gene is a curse. You know the fairness of the game. Exactly. What a shame, this monster. She don't care. Look at her. She just sits there. She doesn't care. But I'm really, I'm glad that they did this with the audio because do you know this is torturing her? This is complete torture. And I'm loving it. Making her listen. And everybody realize they're calling her out on her BS. Touche. Resume.
And I also know that you should be, under no circumstances, be one with me. It's not what God intended you to be. Be one. And that's what. That's
Welcome back, Chris. Said, okay, I'm back. I have been listening while I cook. Okay. Welcome back. Well, I was wondering, like, where you go? Where you go? But I know everybody's probably listening to the background, so I can understand completely. All right, let's resume.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. And that's the inclusion. I haven't even spoke to my husband in weeks. Dinner to comprehend, even to comprehend in this situation. So, no. I know that God says you put him first. Do everything that we're supposed to be. We happen, and I'm not going to apologize for that. When I've given you information, I've given you a set of information, the actual truth, and it's still not good enough. Tell you what that is, because I'm not doing it. You don't care. You're not going to be as a parent and accept. Truly. No, sometimes our kids are going to make choices that we don't like. They're not going to accept that. But I want us to be a parent. I'm trying to tell you to accept them. How? I mean, other than me trying to pick up a salary to keep someone else looking bad, to protect the child, then I feel that. You should have my back no matter what. You should have my back to the point where we together were talking to these people and demanding a better answer. But you have not. I don't know what to do every day. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where you're at. If my son was there, you may not even be here. I mean, it's on mine to do where it takes it. I don't even. I almost went late to say, you are.
Well said, Chris. Gaslighting this man, knowing what she did to his baby boy. Absolutely disgusting and shocking. That's what she's doing. That's what she's doing through this whole thing. And the poor her. Oh, Adela said, oh my gosh, her voice. Chicken scratches and bull. I can't stand it anymore. Make it and soon. Make it end soon, Jesus. Please. She's a nutcase. I know if you ask her, like, friends and family from her childhood growing up, they really wouldn't be surprised. She was too much. She was a problem. Too much. Well, he said I made dogs, chicken, and I had rolled tacos. All right, resume.
I think you're going to do it to me. I'm not favoring on any of it. I'm not. This is the juice that's exactly where it's standing right now. I'm definitely going to vote for my family again. This is the two basically put on me. I don't know what to do that. This ain't holding on. It's all. You have been there to long enough to know that if any situation, whether it's out or not, whatever it may be, that I have truth and nil, maybe not the best at being like, oh, what you say, you got to cut, or whatever, maybe not the best in that aspect. But as far as protection, man, that should have been, we should have been seen before you get away. I just want to tell us that, knowing anytime anybody messes with anyone in our family, oh, it's about me. Who can say that? Me. I could give you, out. I would.
All right, can I talk now? Huh?
Sure, thank you.
All right, so I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna walk you back through where I'm at, and then I'm gonna let you know how I feel. Okay? All right. I fully believe that something happened. There was an accident, and that you panicked. Okay. And that you can put somebody else into it, and as long as you do that, it just doesn't look good for you. I'm trying to be by your side when I say that. Okay. And I've said this over and over again that you can get through this, and if you give me the truth, okay, I'll stand by you. Okay, but here's where I'm at. Here's my feelings on it. Okay, you didn't hear me out, please. Okay, all right. I know that you did something. I know that you're responsible. Okay, and I hope there was a good reason for it. But the problem is, it's clear to me that I can't get him back through you. Okay, I had serious hope that we could stand by each other through this. But you know what? I'm past that point now. After all these lies, and you just admitted that you lied to me for a reason to prove a point, I don't have hope for us. And you know what I'm worried to death about? I'm gonna have to testify eventually about this, and I don't know what I should say. I have no clue what to say about this. Because now I'm put in a position of the truth and my wife. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say when I get called up there to testify eventually. What?
You just start your conversation. You please like this.
I absolutely said that, and I want you to know what you think I should say when I get to have to testify, because I'm gonna get called up there to testify in this situation. I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't come down to murder. I haven't seen my son in 3 weeks, and nobody can find him. Okay, or maybe it was an accident and somebody just panicked. I don't have it. I'm farther away from the truth than I was when I started talking to you after 2 weeks. You were the last one to see him, and I just don't know what I'm going to say when I have to sit on that stand and freaking cry in front of the world about my son. I don't know what the hell I'm going to say, other than that you freaking lied over and over and over and over, and then never told me any element of the truth. So what should I say? I mean, hello? I guess I lost you.
You're saying, so basically now you're saying someone's been proven.
No, I said that could be the worst case. I don't know for sure because there's no body, there's no evidence, there's no nothing. I mean, what else do you want me to think in this case? Okay, you're the last one to see him. You're the last one to heard him talk. You're the last one anything of Gannon on this earth, to my knowledge. Okay, no one else. I mean, what else are you? I mean, what do you want me to say, Teach? What do you want me to think? I'm as freaking serious and freaked out as I've been this whole time. All these freaking injuries in that short time period, accident or not, you had something to do with it. Okay. I mean, how else? All that put together, how else am I supposed to look at it? Just like you're always putting me on the stand and questioning me for stuff you think I do that adds up. Okay, well, that's what I'm doing here. There's no other way for me to look at this other than you're involved to some level, if not ultimately responsible. So you tell me what I'm supposed to say and what I'm supposed to think. You can say no all you want to, but all you've done is lie to me and make up fake people that are in Mexico right now. Tell me the truth, Tisha. Tell me what I'm supposed to say. Tell me how to stand by you.
You've already said what you think is in your mind and what people have put in their mind.
Yeah, it's not about what I think, though. Okay, I'm asking you how I can stand by you, what the truth is, so I can stand by you through this.
I'm just what you put there and accusing yourself with. My own husband has just said I would murder someone. Listen to what you said.
That's not what I said. Okay, you said that, not me. I said you're responsible. You're responsible to some degree. That's what I said.
We're just worried about you testifying, is what you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Testifying for someone, is what you said.
Because I got to get up there. I'm going to have to get up there on the stand and look you in the eye and tell them you lied to me and told me 15 stories. And that when they ask me what I think, I'm going to tell them I think you're responsible. I want to know what you think I should say. That's where I'm at right now. I told you that.
If that's what you feel in your heart, Then go with it. That's all I can do.
That's not, I'm asking you to convince me. Can tell me otherwise, Tisha. Convince me otherwise. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees begging you to prove me wrong again. Okay, prove me wrong. Tell me right now, prove me wrong. Give me what I need. Give me the facts of the matter that prove that you had nothing to do with this, or that was an accident, you freaked out, or something. I'm here theorizing all these different stories.
I'm not the one that there's an accident, and then you still think I just murdered someone over an accident?
No, that's not what I said. If it was an accident, that explains it. You killed him, that explains it. I mean, it's pretty simple. Okay, it was an accident. Okay, an accident.
I'm not doing that. I'm asking you a daggone question. Not like yelling at me. I said, if you just said that you was doing basically on the fan. It's what you told me.
No.
No, you said if they ask me what I think, that's speculation, okay? So you're telling me that you're going to speculate what you think happened. And you just told me there's no this, there's no evidence, there's no other.
No, all right, you're right. Back off of that. What I will tell them is this. I will tell them this, that my wife had the opportunity to tell me the truth, but she chose to lie to me repeatedly, make up fake people, Uncle Matt, Eduardo, freaking Quincy Jones or whatever his name was in Mexico, okay? She told me all these stories to get me going in 17 different directions that I still don't know the truth, and that I know for a fact she was the last one to see him in our home.
I'm going to let you just be like, I'm going to let you just have that opinion because that's.
No, stop. No, that's not an opinion, okay? I stated all the facts, I dropped the mic and I'm out, okay? That's what that is. I got nothing else to say about it, other than you lied to me, and you're the last one to hear my little boy cry, and little boy say I'm bleeding, and to see him live and well.
Oh my God, they edited that video. You're an idiot. The actors edited that video like that. Oh my God.
Okay, then tell me something that's truth. You didn't deny it. You didn't deny. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
As I'm listening to this, you know, you listen to something over again, you hearing more. She really enjoyed doing this. She enjoyed what she did to him, how she killed him. She enjoyed it. And I forgot what comment was it. Someone said, "Oh my gosh," but the comment was like, yeah, and she's enjoying telling him about it. See, this is what I'm talking about with these narcissists and sociopaths. All of them, they throw their own selves under the bus. So she's basically gaslighting. She's gaslighting the whole thing to make him feel bad. Because she's mad right now because she can't be with him, and she figured that he's supposed to be so sad, he needs his wife to be comforted and everything, and she could be like, "Oh, poor baby, I understand, I love you, I'm here to support you," and they supposed to stand together. But it didn't work that way. See, what happened was he found out that she's a piece of crap and that she lied and she did something to his son. So she's nervous and she's freaking out right now. That's what happened. But she thought it was going to go another way. She thought he was going to believe her. But it didn't work that way. Okay. It didn't work that way. Not at all. Resume.
I said that. Okay, maybe it is edited, but you didn't flip out when I said you're the last one to see him alive. Okay, you flipped out when he said that he was bleeding. So explain that to me, Tisha.
As far as I know, he was alive. I'm not going to say any differently because I'm not going to be a parent.
Okay, you still didn't answer the question. Now you're telling me your opinion. You told me not to give opinion. Now you're giving me opinion. Okay, I said you're the last one to see him alive and or in the house. Okay, because you are. So now fill in the blank. No, that's not what I think. That's the truth, and you haven't denied that one time.
You think that I'm not going to say anything because why would I say anything?
Well, you freaking jump on me when I say he's in the video. He said he was bleeding. You said they edited that. So you can't have it both ways. You're going to deny it. You're not going to deny it because you're denying stuff you think is not true.
I've already denied to you what you just said.
That you're the last one to see him.
That I am not the last one to see him.
Then who is? Yeah, you told me Quincy Brown. We proved him false. Okay, that was easy. All I had to do was call a reporter. Okay, I didn't have to have any evidence. I just called a reporter, and she said, "Yep, he ain't been around for a while. He's been gone a minute."
Okay.
Okay, so who was it?
You've already said that it was no one else, so why does it matter?
But you just said it was, so I'm asking who it was.
I am not listening.
See, here you go again. You can't spin me, Tisha. You can spin Facebook, you can spin the media, but you can't spin me, all right? If you want,
So many times, I ain't been on there.
yeah, I mean, fine, but you can't spin me, I'm telling you. You should know that by now.
I'm not trying to spend you.
Hey, you know what? What about the blood in the corner? Okay, that came from Gannon knocking his nose. Yeah, the corner of his bedroom where you push the beds together. What about the blood?
Oh, God. You are just, you're grasping.
It's not. I saw blood. Okay, that's not grasping. I saw it.
Oh, hold on a minute. Tell me again you saw it.
Saw what?
Tell me what you saw.
Are you recording me now? Go ahead, just tell me. I'll say it.
Say this.
I saw it. Blood in the corner of his room. Record me. I don't give a fuck, Tisha. That's my son. That's my son's blood, and I saw it.
Okay, you prove it, A, that you saw it. B, you prove it in physical blood.
So how to get that, Tisha? You prove that.
You just said you're going on back, so I'm trying to get this straight. You're going on back.
Yep.
You're telling me you walk in and they showed you this. So what you told me, you are. Is that a fact?
I saw it. You tell me whose blood it was. You were there.
Okay. So there we go.
You were there.
What?
You were part of the crime. So you tell me.
No, I was not. There was 18 people in the house.
Oh, there was 18 people and Gannon got hurt and.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, just look at her right there. She's just sitting there. Don't she look like Cousin It? You know, from the Addams Family, all that hair like that? Covering her face? Look like Cousin It, doesn't she? Tell me in the chat. Reason.
These accidents happen and then you. Okay. All right. Now, see, I told you, you can't spin me, Tisha, but go ahead. I'll listen to you spin. Go ahead, spin it around.
I'm not trying to spin you. I'm not trying to spin you at all. I'm saying what you. I'm just trying to get the facts from you. What you're saying. One, you're telling me that all you and whoever else was in the middle of a supposed crime.
No, what you're doing, no, hold on, no, stop for a second. What you're doing is you're not focusing on the crime, you're focusing on the people here helping to find Gannon, okay? Like that's gonna fly. You're gonna go up there and say, no, it's bullshit, Tisha.
They're gonna rip you guys and figure you apart because it's a lie.
Okay.
And you contaminated the crime scene supposedly is what you said.
Okay, so whatever.
That's what you said.
What you said was it was Gannon's blood, so I'm going based off the facts that you told me.
You said I never said that.
Yeah, you did. No, you said it was yours and Gannon's blood, okay? That's what you said. That's exactly.
Wait a minute. Deb, I think you got it. I was wrong. It's the girl from the Ring. She does look like that. That's what it was. I don't know why I'm thinking Cousin It. No, the Ring. Yes. She does. All the time looking at her, like, what does she remind me of? Something. Wow. Resume. Thank you, Deb. I was going nuts on that one. Going crazy.
Exactly what you said. That's what you said.
You was lying again is going on any concrete.
You are lying.
I never told you about these concrete
Okay. You're lying.
You said you saw it.
That's going to be noted, okay? I'm writing down notes right now. You're lying. Tisha lies again.
Down.
Tisha admitted at the beginning of the conversation she lied 15 times.
As long as you and whoever else you had in this home were in the home in the middle of a supposed crime scene, they're going to rip y'all to shreds.
Why would you even say that if it's not a crime scene? You told me it was an accident. So is it a crime or an accident?
You said it was.
You told me it was the scene of an accident. So is it an accident or a crime scene?
Let me ask you this question then. Okay. This was a supposed
I can't.
Okay? This was a supposed crime scene. And then you saw, like you have not came out so differently, you've done up a talk talking shit about, okay, that the Gannon didn't come back. Is the house a crime scene?
You're the one telling me it's a crime scene.
You told me it was.
You told me it was an accident, and now you're telling me it's a crime scene.
So that question.
What question?
How in the hell? Our home. A supposed crime scene. When you guys have done nothing but portray the world.
Hey, do you want me to tell you what I think or what I know? You want me to tell you what I think or what I know? I am. Do you want to know what I think or what I feel or what I know for sure?
Whatever you want to give me.
Okay, what I think is that you did it. What I feel is that you're involved. Excuse me. I think and feel is that you did it. What I know is that you're involved somehow. Okay, that's the bare bones where I'm at right now. I have nothing else. You're involved to some extent. Gannon get hurt, whether there's an accident or not. There's blood all over the place down in his room. However, I saw it. Who gives a crap at this point because the boy's out there hurt? Okay, what I feel like and what I think is that you did it and you're trying to hide it. And you dumped his body somewhere. That's what I think.
Don't advise.
Yep.
In your theory that you are saying, your theory, okay? You're telling me that supposedly you think that there was some accident, that someone got hurt really bad
Yep.
inside of Gannon's room. You know, Gannon walked outside. Here's the car, okay?
I didn't say you killed him in his room. Okay, why would, I mean, I already told you, and you told me I was stupid for saying this. I think an accident happened that you're involved with, and then I made the assessment, and everybody who saw the video online made the assessment. Gannon was walking kind of sluggish to the truck, and you told me I was a fucking idiot for saying that. Okay, but it makes sense if he had got hurt, okay, lightheaded, queasy, I don't know, whatever, and now he's having to walk to the truck so you can take him somewhere. Okay?
Okay, we're taking someone to do what?
You tell me.
No, you said you were going on your theory, so I want to hear your theory.
Okay, you want to hear my theory? Okay, you took him somewhere. Okay, yeah,
This is her. She is the ring. See? That's her. The devil's child. All right, let's get back to it. Thank you, Deb. I just couldn't put it together. Got it now. Resume.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. You went around town acting all normal, left your phone at the fucking Petco on purpose, okay, and took him out somewhere, God knows where, and left him there. And maybe whacked him over the head with a 2x4 or something. I don't know.
Took him out by somewhere you said whack somebody in the head. So I committed a murder. Is what you're saying?
No, because he could have just been knocked out.
What?
You could have knocked him out with a 2x4, not killed him. I mean, if he died, I guess that is murder. I don't know. You're the legal expert here. So actually, let's back up a second, because here's where I'm at. You're lying, okay? Are you lying to cover yourself? Or are you lying to cover for Harley? Which one is it?
Harley?
Yeah, which one is it?
Already been through, first of all, you have been at work doing all y'all's episodes.
So you're lying for yourself?
I'm not lying for anyone.
Okay.
I'm not lying for a dog.
But you have this whole time. The first thing you said this morning to me, one of the first things was, I've lied to you repeatedly. I've lied over and over and over again. And I had a point to do it. I had a reason. So what's your reason for lying now?
I'm not lying.
But you've been lying the whole time, so how do I know that?
Everybody exactly what happened from the beginning.
Yeah, but you just said they were lies. You said all that was a lie. Now it's the truth. So
Didn't like it, so therefore, just make up all your stories. So now you got this theory of some 2x4.
no, that's just okay. But see, you're still not telling the truth, because you said you told everybody from the beginning. The first story from the beginning was Gannon ran away. Okay, immediately proven false. Second story, you got raped in Gannon's room. Also proven false. So you.
Yep, exactly, Chris. I'm 99.9% sure she was abusive to that little boy long before she killed him. That's what I'm talking about. There's no way that day she decided to be this person. No, it wasn't that day. She been like this for a minute to this boy. And you're going to tell me this boy didn't say nothing to his father or something? Like, Daddy. I'm just saying. All right, go back to the comment. What else? They'll say, yep, me too. You agree? Yes. Yeah. At least the actress was playing a part, but Leticia looked like that in real life, doesn't it? Deb, oh my gosh, you just finally put it domestically. I was like, what the heck does she look like up in this courtroom? That was it. I don't know why I was saying Cousin It. And Cousin It was okay, right? I remember, pretty cool person. Not this thing right here. Oh, no. Satan's daughter. This is her. Oh, I'm gonna have some fun with this one. Okay, let's get back to it.
You've been lying from the beginning, not telling the truth, and you're still lying. So I mean, what's the next lie, Tisha?
I haven't lied.
So now you're lying about saying you were lying?
The beginning is what I'm talking about. You just are never going to believe it.
I know he just run away.
Why not just okay then? If that's what you think, you are entitled to what you think you know. In your opinion, you are entitled to that. You are. You think for a second that your own wife, your son, you actually need to get mental help.
I probably will need to get some after this. You're right. My son's out there missing. My wife just admitted to me today that she's lied to me for 3 weeks now. Okay, and you did lie from the, you lied to me from the beginning. All these stories, you said you had a point. Okay, you still haven't told me what the point is. So now you're lying again. And we've narrowed it down to the other person. Either you by yourself, you and Harley, or Harley had some involvement. Who are you lying for?
Really?
Yeah, really.
So that's what you think? You think that that's what you're going to do when somebody was at work?
Look at you. So you're defending your 17-year-old, and all I'm trying to do is defend and find my 11-year-old. Please.
You said you're defending your work.
Oh, don't even start with me on that, because I begged you to let me adopt that child for 5 years, so you can shove that one up your ass right now, okay? You can go ahead and shove that one wherever you want to shove it. But you're just disrespecting me. Why don't you just respect me and tell me what happened to Gannon? He's a freaking 11-year-old child out there all by himself somewhere. He's with somebody that he don't need to be with, and you're the only one that has the truth. You. And you admittedly, yes, you did. You said you lied over and over and over again.
With somebody you don't need to be with. You just said that, but then you told me that no one else is involved.
So which one is it? You tell me. You keep.
You. Do you think that I have an involvement in killing a child? That's what you think?
Yeah, absolutely, because you were there. Gannon's missing. We can't find him. Okay, nobody would stick to the plan this long after the whole world's looking for him. Okay, so it's you. You're the only one sticking to the plan. You're the only one in the spin machine. You're the only one lying. Everybody else is trying to find the truth. Everybody, Tisha, even Landon, the one that you think I'm hooking up with, she's just trying to find the truth about her baby boy. Okay.
I'm glad you get to spend the rest of your life with Landon.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. If you think that, that's fine. Like you tell me, you're entitled to your opinion, but there's a fact here that you were the last one to see him. I wasn't there, so I don't know anything. You know everything, and you're lying repeatedly over and over again. You didn't get raped. Gannon didn't run away. There's no Quincy Brown and Water Uncle Matt. There's no high fives. There's no Gannon jumping in his back. Okay, what there is there's blood in his room. Okay, and he's gone, and we can't find him. That's what. And you were left with him and didn't come home with him. Okay. You still haven't filled any of the blanks. I mean, there's facts out there. Okay, there's facts out there, and you won't even tell me the truth. You keep lying to me, making up some bike bullshit. Okay, Gannon fell off his bike and busted his head and needed 911. Are you serious? And then as soon as I say that, we go back to the house. I mean, I don't even want to do this. Okay, you're just going to continue to lie to me. Why am I even wasting my time? So when I testify on the stand, that's what I'm going to say. My wife had all the information. She chose to lie about it. I have nothing else to say. Okay, that's where I'm at. All right, have a good day.
We good for a break? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our afternoon break. If I can have everyone back in the jury room at say 3:25, we should be able to start on time at that point. Again, don't discuss the case among yourselves. Don't discuss the case with anyone else. With that, all rise for the jury, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end it here. We've been rocking here for 3 hours of this madness with this woman. Let me play this. Let me see her face when she walk out. Let me finish this ending right here. She does look like the ring. She does. Look at her. Look at her. She does look like it. Poor defense. Poor defense. All right, so I'm gonna end here. Some more, but it's and it's supposed to continue again tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm off tomorrow, but I'm not gonna stream it. I'm not gonna stream it today, but I'm off tomorrow, so I was able to hang out with y'all so late to this evening. All right, but what was I saying? Did I miss anything here? Let me see a comment here. Carrie said, yes, Deb, like, Murdoch a bit. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, we're going to have a moment of silence for this little angel. Yes, moment of silence. And the judge is Lime. What the he's cool. Just imagine what everybody's thinking. I know the defense is like, really? Really? And they have to listen to it. But you know what I have to say is, ladies and gentlemen, I am so glad that they are doing these recordings. Because you know what? This is torture for them. They can't face the fact that they have to listen to themselves. This is little torture. She'd rather sit in the cell than be here. The judge talking about, I'll put you in, put you in a holding room or whatever. Believe me, that would have been great for her. She wouldn't have had a problem with that. She doesn't want to hear this. She doesn't want to face the fact. And then you're going to try to shift blames over all these different stories. Stories after stories after stories. Oh, well. Should have dated a little bit longer. You would have found out. That's all I have to say is. But I know the trial is going to be tomorrow. They don't have it on Thursday, so it'll be tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll do something on Sunday. Because Sunday is going to be another long one. Because we're going to focus on the daughter. I think that was day 9. So I'm going to do that Sunday, probably like around 4 o'clock Eastern time. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. or 4:30 Eastern time. So I'm going to play that one. That was day 9 when Harley Hunt was on the stand. Very interesting. So we're going to talk about that one. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for being here for so late. And thank you everybody for sending all the blessings to the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you to the people that's emailing me and stuff like that too. All right, so we're gonna have a moment of silence for this angel. There's an angel. Let me see if I missed any comments here. Okay, there go Melly. She creeped back up in here. Yes. Prayers for Gannon. Yep. She didn't know she was recorded. And she had to listen to that? Ooh, this was torture for her. Believe me, this was more torture for her than us. This is good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Make them face it. Oh, Manuel's still up in the house. Manuel's still up in the house. Thank you for the stream, Donna. You are so welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Emmanuel, hugs and kisses to you. I'm glad to see you here this evening. Now, let's have a moment of silence for this angel. This poor baby. You didn't deserve this. And you probably did everything you could to make her happy. You was walking around on eggshells with her. Oh, gosh. All right, moment of silence for the angel.